All right, I should be up live. Hey to people out there. Happy 4th of July to everybody. I'm sure a lot more people will say that, but first and foremost, yeah, happy 4th of July. I did not ask anyone to be part of the stream because I just assumed they were busy with stuff, busy with festivities, family engagements, things of that nature, so I didn't want to bother anybody. Otherwise, I'd invite them to come onto the stream. But I just figured everybody that I was going to ask would have been just busy with stuff. So just doing a regular old stream. Hey, John Zero Cool, how long you gonna be home? Foddy, View of Drew, Broad Stipe, Polly. Hello, everyone out there. Hope you guys doing well, doing okay. Alter Ego, Teen Sean, hello there. How is it going in Sicily? Sicily, very cool. Mark, Clayton, Jojo, Sean, everyone else, hello there. Edge of Tomorrow, I like it. It's my favorite Tom Cruise movie. So you have someone from Sicily, Ireland, and other parts of the UK. Very cool. Yeah, because Jimmy Cammey sucks. He hasn't been good since True Lies. That's why. Avatar sucked. His production of Terminator sequels sucked, like Dark Fate and Genesis. And, oh yeah, Titanic sucked. So, Jimmy Cammey can eat this with a bunch of fireworks. Hi there, Titan. Hello there. When James Cameron was making these movies, he had balls. But sadly, Linda Hamilton took him in the divorce. So yeah, of course you don't doubt James Cameron. Then Linda Hamilton took his balls in the divorce. Then he made Avatar and Titanic before that. I don't care what Avatar's box office will be. Transformers made billions of dollars doesn't mean they were good movies, especially the Marky Mark and his Funky Bunch ones. Hello, Manny, Adam, everyone. Happy 4th of July. Captain America's birthday. That's cool. Too bad the comic books are in the crapper. What comes to pretty much every comic book is in the crapper nowadays. So that's too bad. Marky Mark and his Funky Bunch. Damn, sorry about that. Didn't see Chaos walk in. Didn't care one bit to see Chaos walk in. Hey, John Smith, how you doing? I don't watch Family Guy, so I don't really care if Patrick Warburton leaves or not, or if he takes a dump on their property. Uh, Johnny Jer- Johnny Jerry, go for PayPal. PayPal would be best. Adam, I do that because I don't. When people are nice enough to send me a paid request, I think it's the least I can do is try to pump up like two or three out a day. I think that's the least I can do. So that's why I do that, Adam. I mean, when the people are given the generosity to do that, I think it's just the least I can do is to try to keep up with two or three a day. I don't care about Jurassic Park Dominion. All I've heard is that it's crap. John Zilko, nah, it's cool. Maybe another day. Because I have to get my headphones, and then when the headphones put in, the audio messes up, and then I have to leave and have to come back. English Super Boo fan and everyone else, hope you're doing well. Yes, happy 4th of July. I liked. Remind me, Whiplash, the plot of Whiplash. Who was in it? Thank you, Lucas. I appreciate that. Nerve 2016. I thought I reviewed it. I know I've talked about it. I remember liking the film, unless it got tagged. Probably got tagged from copyright. That's probably when I was putting like a trailer. My favorite Halloween movie, the original Halloween 2, is my favorite. Good Burger review. I don't care about Good Burger, and then I took the review down because the review sucked. Risky Business. Yeah, I'm indifferent on it. Waist Deep. If I did, I completely forgot everything about it. Has anyone pissed you in the cinema? No, no one's pissed on me. If that's what you mean, Lucas. Hey, Fabio. Hope you're doing well, man. I figured you were busy doing 4th of July stuff. Otherwise, like with John, I would have invited you on here. But I figured you were busy with the festivities or, family and stuff. So I didn't want to bother anybody. The bridge is out. The bridge is out. Yeah, Jimmy Cameron directed Piranha 2, which is still better than Avatar. Does anyone make me mad in the cinema? Two girls complaining about two. No, it was three girls yapping about the damn stupid ass Bulletproof Monk movie, which I wasn't liking the movie either, but I wasn't talking throughout the whole damn thing in the theater. Just leave. Marvelous Videos, don't know who that is. Piranha franchise? I don't care if it's reboot. Oh shit. Thanks, man. Wow. Happy Independence Day. Love your videos. You're one of the best reviewers on here. I don't know about that, but that's very, very generous of you. Essay. How's it going, Essay? I'm not even sure if that's the right way to pronounce it. That deserves to be on there for a while. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. Hey, Dark Cloud. But yeah, thank you very much. Is that how you pronounce it? Essay? Or am I doing it wrong? If you're in here, please feel free to let me know so I know how to pronounce it correctly. Monsters Inc. up. I haven't seen them in forever. I remember not minding them. Uh, yeah, Piranha 2 is still better than Avatar. World's End. I didn't care for that film. I thought those. Shaun of the Dead is way better. I just got a new job. Oh, thank you, Essay. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks for the kind words. Nickelodeon. I didn't watch Nickelodeon back in the day. Maybe I saw a bit of Doug. Thank you, awesome God. Uh, Lightyear. No one requested Lightyear. No one sent a request for it. So why would I watch it? Monsters Inc. Yeah, it's probably one of the better Pixar movies. Hot Fuzz I liked. I liked it more than World's End. Yeah, I know Beavis and Butthead's doing a new series. I just uploaded the review of the new movie, and I won't spoil it for those who want. Feel free to check out the review. I liked it. I thought it was a good movie. It was a worthy sequel. I probably say I still like Do America more, but I thought it was a fun sequel. So yeah, and I know there's going to be a show. If the show's as good as the new movie, sure, I'm down for it. Yeah, Nerve I liked, but I think it was one of those where I would put a trailer in the corner, muted, and then like 2 weeks or 2 months later they tag it. Oh yeah, the Aliens poster. Yeah, it's one of my favorite films. Um, the Awesome God, probably the same thing. Copyright. They're fine for like. That's why I rarely put the full trailer in there. It seems like the best he get away is 20, 30 seconds, but then there's other people that like show the entire movie and they're fine and dandy. So they must have special privileges that I don't get. Moonfall I didn't see. McDonald's I like more than Burger King. You never seen the first Alien? You need to go for it. Yeah, Fabio. I mean, yeah, it is BS, but it's YouTube, so it's always BS. It's always BS. But you know that just as well as I do, and all of us. Derek, thank you, man. I appreciate the kind words. Prince of Darkness, interesting John Carpenter film. Even though there's still parts that still confuse me to this day, but I think it has some good atmosphere. Best modern action film: the John Wick films, Dread, Shoot 'Em Up. Rocco's Modern Life, I remember liking. Clerks 3 will suck because Kevin Smith sucks nowadays. It's Kevin Smith. He smoked his brain cells away from too much of the damn pot. I've never been a Godfather guy. I was more of a Goodfellas guy. Rest in peace, Mr. Ray Liotta. Yeah, thumbnail, Fabio. It's ridiculous. I've had that happen because of stupid thumbnail. Halloween 3 I've always liked. I never understood. I mean, I know what the hate was about, but I've never hated Halloween 3. I liked it ever since I saw it back in the day. I thought it was a good atmospheric movie with solid soundtrack and good performances. Darth Gold does. That's cool that you like the Golden Child. Monsters Inc. 2, I wouldn't care if there was a sequel. There was a prequel, and Stranger Things needed to end after season 1. Hello, Scotty. You haven't seen the Halloween 3 English Super? You got Tom Atkins. You have some pretty decent gore. Yeah, excellent soundtrack. And you have a very memorable ending. Last Light, never heard of it. I watched one season of Walking Dead and I gave up. Thank you, TK. Yeah, I like the new Beavis and Butthead movie. Re-release Halloween 3. Why not, man? Why not? Go for it. Go for it. I don't know if James Bond has an overrated one-liner that I can think of. The Informant. I don't remember anything about it. Paramount Ren and Stimpy movie. I think that'd be too much baggage because of who created it, with how things are today, and the guy who created it is a big old creep. But you never know. I mean, Netflix did Cuties, or they released. They didn't do it, but they released Cuties. Thor: Love and Thunder. Why? Why does anyone care about that movie? The Most Dangerous Game. I've seen that movie. It's called Hard Target. Or Surviving the Game with Ice-T and Rutger Hauer. Worst song from the Rocky series? Whatever the hell that Ennio Morricone wannabe music Creed. Crap. Crud. Thank you, Danny Dundada. Yeah, I loved. That was a lot of fun talking with Uncle Bill about Jaws 3. I like Jaws 3 to this day. Coked up Dennis Quaid. Yeah, Dolphins. Coked up Dennis Quaid. Louis Gossett Jr. I like it more than Jaws 2. And I like Jaws 2, but I like Jaws 3 even more. Yeah, I know Creed 3 is being made because I saw Frank Stallone's meltdown justified because Michael B. Jordan's a prick. Uh, the guy who created Ren and Stimpy, well, he had a relationship going on with an underage girl. That was a bit creepy. Hard Target 2 is Scott Adkins wanted to be Jean-Claude Van Damme at that point. Thor, Butt and Pie, or Butt Cake. It's butt with tick over it. Are you chunty asses? That's what Thor Love and Thunder is. Chunty asses. It's yak loin. It's good to keep the yena. Yeah, it's not meltdown. I'm just using the words they use. They say meltdown. To me, I thought he made sense. I guess I meant to put meltdown in quotations. Who the hell's Drake Bell? Thor Love and Thunder cringe. Thor Butt and Pie. Harry Potter Goblet of Fire top 10 favorite tournament films? Probably not. Because I don't remember a thing about. I like some of those Harry Potter films, but I don't remember a thing about them. Nail Gun Master, never saw. Rick and Morty movie, I wouldn't care. Yeah, Michael B. Jordan is a prick. Top 3 Robin Williams films. My personal favorite is Club Paradise. I always enjoy that one because no one ever talks about it. I don't even think the film's on Blu-ray, but that's my favorite Robin Williams film. I'm not sure what else would be the top 3. Happy 4th of July to people out there. Fat Thor, I mean, whatever. Tired of Thor. Tired of all that stuff. A lot of BS. Top 10 superhero movies. If it's a paid request, I'll do it. Legion, I barely remember Legion. Do you dislike Hook? Honestly, yeah. Never could get into Hook. Am I a good dancer? No. That's sort of a random question. That's very cool. Sorry, I just checked this something real quick. Oh, yeah, man. Sorry, just checking something. Okay. We're just checking on a little message. Have you considered lifting weights? I do it every day when I go to the bathroom. Number one style. Lifting weights every day. How tall are you? Taller than a midget. Shorter than Will Chamberlain. At least I could step on Peter Dinklage's dickhead. By the way, fuck Peter Dinklage. Let me just put that randomly. Just say it in it. Fuck Peter Dinklage. Little twerp. Fucking bitch ass little twerp. Fucking egg roll to be stepped on. The 4K I'm looking forward to is Leviathan because apparently Kino Lorber is coming out with it. They didn't say the date, but that's the one I want to see. Peter Dinklage is a guy that bitched about there was going to be a Snow White movie, and he's like, there should not be any more Snow White movies because it's so much of a affront to little people. And now they're still doing the Snow White movie. They're just not going to have little people in it. So he just costs a lot of little people jobs. And when Hornswoggle from WWF is calling you a joke, because Hornswoggle called out Peter Dinklage. When Hornswoggle from WWF called you a fool, then you are a fool. You just cost a lot of people jobs because you think you're the king of the forest. You're the king of the forest? You're a fucking tree hugger? Is this your special bush? That's what fucking Peter Dinklage. It's a special bush. Thank you, John Smith. They cast a little person as grumpy. It'll be just one person. One person. Because I heard a lot of it will be CGI now, but I don't care, honestly, because we don't need any more Snow Whites. I mean, just the other day, I got a request to do a Geppetto movie review, which was Drew Carey as Geppetto. For those who remember Drew Carey, uh, Roe versus Wade, I don't care because it doesn't involve me because I'm not going to get pregnant and I'm not stupid enough to get a girl pregnant. You know what you do? It's easy. You pull out, you either put on a crack or you put it on the back or you put it in the mouth or you put it on the face. It ain't that hard. It ain't that difficult. In the sphincter, called the pinker, a nostril or a tongue, a crack or a back. It ain't that fucking tough. So it doesn't affect me. And I have no reason to care about Roe versus Wade. Why should I care an inkling of sheets? Shit. What if one's wife ain't my wife? And that's the way it is. Thank you, Polly. Charlie's Ghost Story? I've never even heard of that. How many Disney live action remakes have you seen? Too many. Bradley Cooper running for president of what? President of his own fan club? The Samaritan, I have no idea what's even going on with that. Thank you, Blind Teen. Tulsa Teen, I don't know. We'll see. Red Water, I haven't seen in a long time. The last time I saw it was 10 years ago. I don't remember hating the film. Hey, True Fire Pink Guy. How long will South Park keep going? Probably at least another 10 years. You hope they don't mess up the new Predator. They've been messing up Predator for like 30 years. 90 to 2000, 2000 to 2010, 2000 2020. They've been messing up for 30 years. And you think the you, I ran down Ghostbusters Afterlife? Yeah, because the movie sucked. There was a 10-year-old girl. They have the Blue-ray cop. Yeah, I believe so. Thank you, Glenn Connell. I appreciate that. I know John Zero Cool. He's only in here for less than an hour, but if Fabio ever wants to come on, you can let me know. I can send him a link. If not, I perfectly understand. Let me answer someone's question here. I've got an email, so let me answer it real quick. Okay, let me just check something real quick and apologize for that. Just answering an email that I got here. And if I wait, I know I'm going to forget because I swear I'm getting more senile in my age. So, alright. Thank you, Ryan. Javier Ortega, thank you. Maniac Cop? Yeah, I don't mind Maniac Cop. I like the sequels more. You like my final exam rant? Thank you, I appreciate that. Feeders 1 and 2 are the worst films I've ever seen. Seth Rogen, he is still a joke. He's going to continue to be a joke. Plans for later tonight? Nothing. Shane Black's Predator film was garbage? Yep, it was. No, I haven't played Star Trek games. True Crime, I haven't seen in a long time. I don't really drink energy drinks. Master Disguise is awful film. Absolutely awful. Dragons Race to the Edge, never even heard of it. The Christmas movie Seth Rogen did, was that the night before? Thought it was there. That theme film? Ah, cookout. Enjoy your cookout, man. Yeah, Fabio. Yeah, I'll send you the link. I want to get my headphones so I don't screw it up. But yeah, let me shoot you the link once I get my Facebook up here working. No. Okay. And just bear with me, folks. And let's see. And then I'm going to shoot the link, and then I'm going to get my headphones so it's not screwing things up. I want to make sure I type this up right so I don't screw it. Okay. Okay, I should be the link. So let me get my headphones and be right back. I shot the link on Facebook if you want to. Let me get my headphones here. Where the hell is the damn thing on this phone? This will probably screw up, so you probably won't hear me for a bit. Come on. All right, I have a guest. Make sure this works. Hey, can you hear me okay?
Yep, I got you.
Cool. Make sure. All right, cool. So, how's it going with the 4th of July stuff? Just take it day by day.
I'm chilling at work, of course.
Well, thanks for coming by, man. I appreciate you taking the
Not a
time.
problem. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Now, how about that Ezra Miller? Nah,
Well, something happened. Didn't something else happen now?
did it really again?
I heard, but I didn't read into it. But I heard something else happened.
Great. Yeah, a lot of people say Fabio in the house. Exactly.
Oh, that's scary.
What's that shirt on the shirt? What's the design on your?
Oh, this one. Let me back up a little bit here. It's the
Ah,
Green Ranger and the Dragon Zord.
very nice. Very
Yeah, this
cool.
was I can't remember the website, but they did I think like every different color, but this is the only one that I was able to get.
He probably would. I mean, he does everything else. That'd be the least of the things he do.
Maybe.
But yeah, I mean, wow, we have over 60 people in here so far. They got to
That's
70 at one
that's
point.
scary.
Crazy. But yeah, I'll try to keep up folks out there. I apologize. But I did happy 4th of July to everybody out there. Hope
God bless
you're
America.
absolutely, absolutely. A lot of cool people up here. Yeah, thank you guys for that.
Fire. That's not good.
I'll too much to even start with, man.
Yeah.
The guy's off his meds, his rocker, his sanity, his common sense, and anything in
I don't
between.
think he had any to begin with. Because normal people don't act like this.
No, I mean, yeah, I mean, you have the. It's too much. It's too much. Oh, thank you. Yes, Ireland. How's it going in Ireland? Thanks for the running
Windows
the motion.
95. That's hilarious.
Yes, thank God for that. Nowadays, Will Smith would just slap all the aliens in the face and don't need even any windows. Windows, no. John Carver's the thing. Which did you hear about the whole? You've talked about on your streams, but the for folks out there, the whole thing with the Fathom events, the controversy with the wrong like picture, the audio. There's a lot of even Mick Garris had issues with it. A whole lot of complaints about that.
Yeah, so what happened was they did two showings originally. And on Sunday, the first showing, they showed it was the wrong aspect ratio. And then yeah, Mick Garris went on Twitter and complained about it. And then when they showed it on Wednesday, when I went to go see it, they had the right aspect ratio. They sent out the corrected version. So yeah, that's what happened.
Is that something they just laziness or ineptitude, or just they assume no one would complain about it?
No, it's laziness, and they assumed that no one would complain, but Mick Garris did. So there you go. But yeah, it's just laziness. Because then they tried to come up with this whole excuse where it was like, well, it's digital. Like, it's not the film print anymore. Like, we just send digital copies, and the digital copy is mastered for this. And it was just an excuse. I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever. Basically, you got caught, and you didn't think anyone was going to notice, and you fixed it. At least they fixed it. And then today they're showing Men in Black, but unfortunately I can't go and see it.
Yeah. Just how it goes. But let's see, going through here. Well, I mean, they did the prequel. I mean, if you're talking about an actual sequel, uh,
For The Thing?
no, someone was asked about Dumb and
No.
Dumber 2, like if they wanted one back in the day.
No. I was going to say, well, The Thing kind of got a sequel with the comic books and the video game, if you count that.
Yeah. The comic books were interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Video
Yeah,
game,
I
yeah.
never beat the video game, so yeah.
You're very drunk. Yeah, you're getting ahead of it.
Oh, God. You know it's a Monday, right? Like, you got to go back to work tomorrow.
So what do you think's going on with the? Someone mentioned the Samaritan.
I
It's
heard
really,
that it was like supposed to come out in August, but it's already July 4th and there's no trailer. So
yeah.
I don't know if that's still what's going to happen or not. But I remember reading a little while ago that August it was supposed to come out, and I'm like, okay, well, where's the trailer?
I don't. I mean, I don't understand what the delay is because there's many other films that were delayed at that time, and you're seeing a lot of it come out, trailers, marketing. But the fact that that film itself, I don't know, there's other issues going on that they're not going to, of course, say outright.
Yeah, because from what I understand is before like COVID and everything happened, it was pretty much done. So I don't know what the holdup is.
Do you wish The Fly 3 was made back in the day? Uh, I mean, I think two films. You just say one is all you need, but I like the second one. Two films were good. I mean, not every film needs to have like an ongoing franchise. We've had too much
No,
of that
they don't.
lately. Halloween Ends coming out.
Not really,
Clan.
because they're going to make more.
Yeah, exactly. It's always going to be
They
more.
already said that. They already said that they are going to make more. People don't believe me. I'm like, okay, well, when they come out with the next one, Halloween, you thought it was going to end, comes out.
Yeah, it'll be just the end of their trilogy. They'll just reboot it again, and it'll be probably the same stuff yet again. It's been like that for the longest time.
Of course.
No, I didn't see the new Stranger Things. I don't care about the new episode, volume 2, whatever. I was nope. I'm done with Stranger Things. This is a bit paid request. I don't care about how I'm tired of Stranger Things. I think you haven't seen any of it, right?
Nope, I have never seen a single episode. I have the first two seasons on Blu-ray because they were on sale at Target for like $10 each, and I'm like, okay, well, it's $10, you know. And then, yeah, they're just sitting on my shelf, and I have never watched any of it. And if honestly, I probably never will. I'm not in a rush.
I mean, the first season I thought was okay. Not the end all be all. The rest, I don't think you need it. That's just my opinion. Uh, Someone was asking the Flight Outbreak comic. I have not read that.
I've never even heard of it.
Same here. Wow, what was Will Smith?
No.
I could watch it for what it is, but I do think Kevin Kline didn't work the best, and I like Kevin Kline. Uh, I mean, I've seen worse. I'll take it over Gemini Man and stuff. Uh, I've I've seen Feeders and Feeders 2 and stuff, folks. I've seen Neil Breen movies. I've seen much worse movies,
I've seen
but
the Michael Bay Ninja Turtles movie.
sadly, I have to. Let's see. Never even heard of it. That sounds like documentary.
It's a live stream. What is that?
Let's see. Why would Yul Brynner movies be bad? I don't understand that question. Why is did canceled too like everybody else? Hey, Liquid Snake, good editor of video game movies. Hope you're doing well, Liquid Snake. Good guy. Uh, I remember not being a bad film. You know, Ray Liotta was good. I think it got a Blu-ray.
Yeah, it had a well. There's one coming out here which has
Hmm,
features, and then there was one that came out in Australia,
gotcha.
which I have that one, but I'll probably pick up the new one because there's an interview with Gail Ann Hurd. I
Hmm.
think there's something with the director Martin Campbell, so I will probably check that out when it comes out.
Um, hey, frame by frame, if you want to, that's up to you. It's all fair game. I'm just letting you know that I'm probably not going to like it because I didn't like the other Stranger Things stuff. But if you want to, feel free. Be my guest. I'll bitch about it, and it's fun to bitch about it.
Just the whole like the biggest thing for me is like, oh my god, like it's so nostalgic for the 80s, and it's like there's a Ghostbusters episode. I would rather just go watch Ghostbusters 1 and 2. Why do I have to watch something that is referring to it? It just makes me want to go watch the actual movie, you
Yeah,
know.
that caused a whole other. I almost want to call it a fad.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's all it is. It's a fad.
yes, it said FAD fad for
Yeah,
people
not
who
the
get
other
that.
word.
Yeah. But after that, you had so many films and so many other stuff. They rebooted Stephen King's It. That got rebooted because of Stranger Things. I would almost guarantee it because it dealt with kids and even had some of the actors from Stranger Things in it. Ghostbusters Afterlife with the kids. I know there's other movies too.
If I want to
I'll,
watch something with kids like that, I'll watch either the Monster Squad or the Goonies or the original It.
that's why I'm surprised they didn't do a reboot of Monster Squad.
Yeah,
I'm not saying I
maybe
want
probably
them.
one day they'll probably do it one day. Now that we said it, they'll do it.
Yeah, without giving away for folks out there, I did do a review of it and I did like it. I thought
I
it was
did.
fun.
I liked it as well. I liked your review.
Oh, you saw it? Cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
There were people that were saying it was better than Do America. I'm like, nah, I don't think so.
yeah. So, what are some of your thoughts on
I
the?
liked it. I thought it was pretty funny. They didn't make it woke. They made fun of that, which was hilarious. They didn't have all these stupid jokes in there, and the fact that like the only I wish that Mike Judge directed it because he didn't. He just wrote it and he was in it, but um,
Mm,
it definitely paid respect to the source material. And I know I heard they're doing like more episodes, so hopefully if that is true, they keep it where it's at, and then it'll probably be good. But yeah, I liked it. I thought it was hilarious. I think it was as better than Do America, but I thought it was good. I did like it for what it was.
did you have any drawbacks to it? Like, I also said I liked it, but that's just Do America. What do you think makes it be less than Do America?
The music, number one, because it didn't have any of the music similar
Yeah,
to Do America except Black Sabbath, which was nice. But
yeah.
like you said, you didn't need a shitty rap song. That's not Beavis and Butthead.
That was
And
random too. That was so random.
yeah, I do wish that there was more of like Cornholio because he was only in one scene, and then I do wish it had some of the other older characters in there, like Tom Anderson and well, because people were like, well, they're dead. I'm like, it's a fucking cartoon. Like, who cares? It's not real to begin with. Like, come on now.
I'm surprised they didn't have like an older Daria, because she would have been
Well,
grown
she
up.
was in there. She was in one scene, but she didn't have any
Yeah,
dialogue.
yeah,
And I was like, okay, I mean, it's cool that they put her in there, but I wish that you saw more of the characters that people actually like.
yeah. Okay, I don't know what this is about. So the what?
So apparently, Um, Millie Bobby Brown has gotten mad on the set. I don't know if it was Stranger Things or Godzilla, but she got mad because apparently she requested chocolate milk in like a sippy cup and she never got it. So she threw a fit about that. Yeah.
Fucking kick in the face or kick through a field goal while
So
it's on fire.
I made the joke is like, all right, well, we'll give you that, and then you can go take a nap and calm down, and then we can start filming when you're ready.
Yeah, I've heard. Now that you said that, yeah, I've heard she's a
Favorite
biatch.
Megazord would be the Thunder Zord from season 2
Yeah,
of Mighty
the
Morphin.
BB2. See, that's why I got glasses, folks, because I don't have as good eyes as other people. So
Don't worry, I'm with you on that one. I'm probably heading that way soon.
but thank you, B McB. I appreciate that.
Appreciate it.
Are they doing other Power Ranger stuff in the future?
So apparently, the Japanese version, they're not going to do like adaptations of that anymore. Like they're not gonna get the source footage and stuff. And then they're trying to do, since Paramount took over, they're trying to do another movie. They're like they want to remake it again, and I'm like, no, just no, just stop. It's over. It's been over.
Yeah.
Just let it go. Just let it die. It's over. Like with everything else.
She's in one scene with no dialogue. It's very like cameo
Yeah,
with no
like
dialogue.
when they're in the what? It's not like yeah. When they're in the courtroom, you can see her in the like the audience, but she doesn't like again. She doesn't have any dialogue. Like it's her and Stewart and like all the other characters, but they're just there. They don't say anything.
Mm-hmm. Uh, Man, the title alone sounds awful. So
Yeah,
I'll
he wanted me to do a commentary on that, so that'll be the next paid request.
Thanks, Played Maniac. Thank you for the kind words. Uh, let's see.
That's funny.
Actually, you know what? I don't really drink chocolate milk anymore either. Drank it back to the day, but now, for some reason, I don't know why. Just I've gone away from chocolate. To be honest, I don't know why. Just
Milk is disgusting to begin with, if you think about it.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, milk is pretty nasty.
Oh, here's the one for you. Top favorite season, least favorite season of Power Rangers.
My least favorite season is Megaforce because it was god awful. They botched that completely. And then my favorite season would be season 2 of Mighty Morphin because I liked how they switched up the characters and they brought in the White Ranger and stuff like that.
Very cool. Uh, Damn, I missed it. Okay. I haven't seen A Prayer for the Dying. I have
Never
not
seen
seen
it.
it. I mean, Liam Neeson, I saw the new crappy one, Memory, the new Liam Neeson. That wasn't, that was a
I never
waste.
saw it.
Yeah.
But then
I mean,
didn't he just do another movie that was similar that was called Backlight or Blacklight or something?
Blacklight
Yeah.
came out like 2 months before.
Yeah, and they're pretty much the same movie.
Yeah, I mean, Memory was directed by Martin Campbell and had Guy Pearce in it. And it should have just been Guy Pearce's movie. I like Liam Neeson, but the guy is 70 years old. And you could tell he slowed down. He was slowing down by the time Taken 3 was out. And I
Yeah.
love Liam Neeson, but there's only so long you can do that. And I thought he had said he was going to stop doing action films, but then
He did. Like that's the weird thing. He said he was going to retire.
did you like Nonstop?
I did. I saw that in theaters.
Very cool. Yeah,
I
I'd
did
like that
like
one.
Nonstop. That's one of the better ones that he did. The only thing was, towards the end of the movie, these kids were in the theater and they were taking like selfies with the flash on, and it was really annoying because that's like when all the cool shit was happening during the movie. So I had to yell at them because it was getting very, very annoying. And Liam Neeson's like flying in the air, shooting people, and they're distracting me from watching it.
Yeah, and the other thing, real quickly for folks out about memories, that also the part of the plot is that he's got Alzheimer's, so there's parts where he's idea is part of the plot, but it's just like I don't want to see Liam Neeson like that. I get it, try to be something different, but it's just very boring. That's just mine.
Yeah, because Blacklight was the same thing. Blacklight, he was like losing his memory or something. I'm like, it's the same movie.
Hey, if that's the case, she had a good run. At least that's what more people should do: is retire,
Yeah,
take a break. She had a good run. I liked her. I liked a lot of her movies. Go for
it's
it.
over. Let it go. It's over.
Oh,
I
I'm sure it
cannot
is.
wait. I'm
Yeah,
just gonna I'm gonna sit in front of my computer and keep refreshing YouTube until it comes out.
exactly. Yeah, bated breath. Bated breath.
I love
Um,
when they're like, it's gonna be like about COVID. So Michael Myers is gonna like test negative and not be able to kill anybody, and then he'll have to wait, 14 days, and he's already wearing a mask, so he's good, but he still got it. And then Jamie Lee Curtis will get vaccinated, but she'll still catch it because that makes sense.
well, I mean, I'm already going to guess that what happened was either the granddaughter's going to be the killer or something else going to happen. They don't rip off probably end of Halloween 4. I would not be surprised.
Who cares? Like, I don't get it
Exactly.
because apparently a lot of people did not like Halloween Kills,
Yeah.
from what I heard.
Hope you're doing well in Finland. Thanks for stopping by. Wow. Yeah, everyone around the world.
That's scary.
Uh, yeah, Unknown was a film that he also lost his memory. I mean, that's when he lost his memory for a bit, and I
Yeah,
haven't seen that 10 years.
I watched
So,
it. I want to say about a year ago because I think that's was it a year ago when I reviewed. Yeah, about a year ago is when I reviewed all his stuff, and I mean I like that one. I didn't think it was a bad movie. Yeah, I like it for what it is.
well, they were going to do with Ronda Rousey, and thankfully, her and her mole didn't
Yes.
do it.
Thank God that didn't happen.
Instead, you had that stupid Was it the sequel where they killed his character off, or was that
Yeah,
Dirty Dancing?
because
Yeah,
Patrick
Roadhouse
Swayze
too.
was supposed to be in it, and then he didn't like the script, so they changed it to where they just killed him off.
Yeah, I forgot about that, but yeah.
You
Wait,
and everybody else forgot about it.
the most overrated weapon in a movie. Interesting. Overrated. Hmm. Well, I mean, I like it, but in real life, it's not practical as a chainsaw. I like seeing it used, but in real life, it wouldn't be practical because it'd
Yeah,
be
it's just
one hit. It's you're.
you
It's
can't do that in real life. It don't work that way.
but for a movie for escapism, it's fun. Like Nick Cage and Mandy, like that was fun and
Right,
stuff.
it's just a movie.
But
It's like
overrated,
Friday the 13th, A New Beginning, when she's fighting Jason with the chainsaw. That would not happen in real life.
right? I have to get back to that. I don't know what overrated weapon. I guess I never really thought of like a bad weapon.
Yeah, I agree, John. No one cares about Ronda Rousey anymore,
Even in
which I think is
WWF.
I think it's so hilarious that they hyped her up and they hyped her up, and then she lost two fights back to back, and nobody ever talked about her again. Isn't it weird how that happens?
Exactly.
And then she went to WWE, and then she quit, and then she said, "Fuck wrestling fans, you're all ungrateful," and then she came back. I'm like, okay, that's weird.
There you
Because
go.
right, yeah, there you go, psycho hobo. Because
Ronda Rousey
Vince
was
McMahon's paying her $1 million a year. That's why.
she was a USC fighter who thought she was Miss Badass. And she did win fights, but then she lost a couple, and then after like two, she just had a meltdown and then cried very for one someone who like she treated people really poorly. Even when she won, she didn't
Yep.
like shake their hand. She was not gracious at all. She was very cocky. So when she got beat, people cheered for good reason. And she never had a piece of humble pie. And then she ran off, and then she was in WWF, and then she cried some more because they booed her, and then she ran off, and then she came back, and she has a big old mole who's her co-star, and Expendables 3, that genius movie.
And Furious 7.
Uh, I like National Lampoon's Vacation. So we agree to disagree. I think it's very funny. The Vacation reboot was a 2015. That was
Something
awful.
like that, yeah.
But I think the first was a classic. I especially love the scene where he just Chevy Chase loses it and curses at Anthony Michael Hall and everybody. And we're gonna have so much fucking fun. We're coming out. And
Sorry,
John,
park's closed.
yeah, John Candy at the end. May rest in peace. Uh, Vegas Vacation. What do you feel about that? I think that's kind of a fun one.
I like it for what it is. I don't think it's as good as the first two, but it's there. It's okay.
And what do you think of Christmas Vacation? Because you
I would
mentioned the
say
first
Christmas
one.
Vacation was the best one. That's just me.
That's a good one. I always enjoyed that one. And Chevy Chase. I mean, what's your favorite Chevy Chase film?
Hmm. Maybe Fletch. The first
That's a good
Fletch,
one.
yeah, I'd probably say that one. Either that or Three Amigos, but I'm leaning more towards Fletch.
I'm gonna be the odd man out. I'm gonna say Nothing But Trouble
That's all right.
because I always enjoyed that one, and I especially remember the ending. No, you won't.
Mm-hmm.
See you soon, Banker. It was weird, very weird movie. But beware for people who ever get the Blu-ray. There is some issue with the audio. I don't know. Well, it's Stream Factory. Of course, they screwed it
And
up.
they didn't fix it.
As far as I know,
That's okay.
but that's how they go.
Seems like they're having a lot of issues lately.
Yeah. They've been probably the worst company so far to have done that because it's been too many issues. Damn it. Put on the wrong one.
It's all right.
Well, I mean, I was on there, so I might as well read it. I have no idea what Mark Hamill posted,
I don't
so
know, and I really don't care.
yeah. I was trying to go for this.
Oh, that's okay.
Hmm. The first one I saw and grow with the most was actually the third one, so that's nostalgic because that was with Bobcat Goldthwait, who was in the second one, but here he's now a recruit. And was that? I think Sharon Stone was in that one, and I think
Yes. Yeah, I think
or was
she's
that
in
the
the
fourth
third.
one?
I think she's in
Maybe
the
that's
third one. Yeah.
or was that fourth one? Citizens on Patrol.
No, I think she's in the third one.
Okay.
I think. I haven't seen those movies in forever though.
But yeah, that one is the one I'm most nostalgic for. How about you?
Mine would be the fourth one, Citizens on Patrol. I always like that one the most. And to me, that was the last good one. Oh, she
Um,
was in the fourth. Okay, my bad.
that was my bad too. But the
Yeah,
worst
because
direct.
after
Yeah,
Steve Gutenberg stopped being in them, I don't think they were good anymore. Not gonna
I
lie.
agree. No, I agree.
I do like Matt McCoy, but it was you can't do that in the fifth movie and expect people to still pay attention.
No, I mean Miami Beach Mission to Moscow is definitely the worst. It was the just crap after that. Worst
Yep.
directors of all time. For
John,
me,
John
yeah,
Moore.
yeah, the guy who did A Good Day to Die Hard. Neil Breen. For those out there who don't know, he did just the most god awful movies. Not worth it. He makes Ed Wood look like Steven Spielberg. Uh, Uwe Boll, definitely up
Yes,
there.
definitely. But I will give him credit because from a marketing standpoint, he knew exactly what he was doing.
Yeah, that's
And I
true.
like the fact that like the people that didn't like him, he challenged them to boxing matches and gave all the money to charity. So I can respect him for that. I can't really fault the dude for that.
Yeah, that's true. Um, nope, I have not seen The Resurrected.
Nope,
Uh,
never even heard of it.
favorite one-liners? Ooh, that's a lot.
That's like a that's like a multi-series video for that.
If I have to pick one, I will go. And you go in pieces, asshole. I come in peace. I'll go with that for my favorite. If I have to pick one.
You look like your head fell in the cheese dip back in 1957. Which, when I met Roddy Piper, I asked him about that. I was like, "So, like, was that in the script?" He goes, "Yeah, that one was." I'm like, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah." And I don't know why John Carpenter wrote 57, but he did.
Rest in peace, Roddy Piper. Miss the guy very
Man,
much.
I agree.
How was it meet him? When did you meet him, and how was
I
his?
met him in 2011. Yeah, 2011. It was actually the very first horror convention that I went to. Um, and he was 2 hours late. But no, he was great. He was definitely worth the wait. He was so impressed that I still had a VHS copy of They Live that I had him sign. Um,
Oh, wow.
but he was really cool. He was awesome. And I'm glad that I got to meet him before he passed away.
Very cool. Yeah, it's very sad because that's when like his podcast was starting to get up and running, and he even did one where with John Carpenter, like where they talked about They Live and stuff. And it would have been cool if he was still with us, like maybe like Billy Blanks and him talking on his podcast. That would have been cool, and it's just a lot of things we sadly missed out on. So rest in
Well,
peace.
Billy Blanks, I read an interview with him. He said that Roddy Piper was really the one that helped him get Tybo started
Really?
because he was developing Tybo when they did those movies together. And then Roddy Piper was like, just do it. Like, just go for it. And he said, well, I'm glad I listened to Roddy Piper because he's a gazillionaire now because of that. So, yeah.
And yeah, for those who don't know, Billy Blanks, the guy who created Typo, did two films, Back in Action and Tough and Deadly, with Roddy Piper back in the day in the 90s, which went straight to video. And fun movies. I would say I probably like Tough and Deadly more, but they're both fun, and hopefully maybe one day get like a Blu-ray since Victor Syndrome's releasing all these other Billy Blanks films on Blu-ray.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, where's the double feature for Back in Action and Tough and Deadly? I would say I like Back in Action a little bit more, but I do like both.
Yeah,
I think they're both good movies.
some good lines. Yeah, that's a good line from True Lies. Yep.
Fired. The bridge is
It
out.
is out. Yep, I mean that's a good one. Daily Outbreak. How about actual DVD level on a Blu-ray?
No, Vinegar Syndrome. Where's the Blu-ray for that?
Because on Tubi there's a 720p version of Daily. I think it's under Daily Takeover.
Yeah, it's under the alternate title.
But I mean that would be nice to see. But no one really talks about Jeff Speakman. Which, by the way, speaking of Jeff
Unfortunately.
Speakman, what do you think about the whole deal with the expert with him and William Lustig? And the whole battle they had with each other.
Well, I don't think it was. I don't know if it was William Lustig because William Lustig said that he got fired for a different reason. It had nothing to do with Jeff Speakman. I
Okay,
think
just
the
yeah, go ahead.
producers did not like the way that he worked, and they said that he worked too slow, and I think that the movie fell behind. I don't think that had anything to do with Jeff Speakman.
Because I read an interview that he was talking about how Jess Speedman saw a final cut or like an early cut, and Jess Speedman thought it was too violent, and he threatened to kill me. And
What?
yeah, I swear to God, William Lustig said this in like the Q&A he did. He was the intolerable Jeff Speakman, and the plane, you would need two tickets, one for him, one for his ego. Like, William Lustig does not like Jeff Speakman, especially based on that interview. So
I have never heard that before. That's a new one on me. I
yeah, yeah,
what?
go ahead. Let me see if
Jeff
bring.
Speakman threatened to kill him?
That's what he says. He said that Jeff
Somehow
Speakman.
I doubt that. What the hell?
Remember saying that Jeff Speakman had a big ego and this and that. I mean, yeah, I
I
mean,
have never heard that before. Like I know director screenwriter, if he's still in here, he sent me
Rich.
an interview. I don't think it was with William Lustig. It was with someone else, and they said something similar about Jeff Speakman. They're like, "Yeah, like he was a dick," and I'm like, "Well," and they's like, "Yeah, he also he hit all the stunt people. Like he couldn't control himself," and I'm like,
Oh,
"Okay,
really?
I find that a little hard to believe."
Let me see if I could find that because I want to get the actual verbiage. So bear with me, folks. But
No, Chase, no one has requested for me to talk about Kenobi yet. Thank God. I don't want to talk about Kenobi. From what I've heard, it's awful. If look, here's everything you need to know about Kenobi. Go watch the Choice Voice, Michael King. That's all you need to know.
yeah, he's a great guy, and he's been doing a good job with those reviews. That sounds like a total train wreck. And I saw the first episode, and it was a total train wreck. Amsterdam.
Again, who cares? Like, why did you think it was like we need to see what happened in between 3 and 4? No, we really didn't actually. Whatever happened to just like creating your own sequel in your head? Like, whatever happened to that idea?
That's about melted every bit dry. That's how it is nowadays.
Yeah, I've never heard that before. That's crazy. But yeah, from what I understood, William Lustig got fired because the producers didn't like the dailies and they didn't like what he was doing. Um, so then Rick Avery stepped in, who was the stunt coordinator.
Hmm.
And then even Rick Avery said he's like, well, I've known Jeff Speakman since he was a blue belt in Kempo, but he was so picky about his wardrobe and he always wanted like his muscles in the shots. I'm like, okay, like I've never heard this shit before. It's just like the whole thing that they said about Van Damme when Van Damme did Hard Target. They said he had a clause in his contract where he had to get his muscles in every single shot. And I'm like, are you fucking serious? The only time you see his arms in that movie is at the end, and you get one shot where it's his arm. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, where do people come up with this stuff?
I I have no idea. I is it? I mean,
Yeah,
was that when Van Damme was on cocaine and he just lost it for one bit, or is it just people jealous of him and they
it was
just?
probably just jealousy, but I mean, he was definitely on coke at that time. But I'm sure when he worked with John Woo, he behaved.
Hmm.
Still here. Okay, the article I found also said something about Speakman caring about what his hairdo looked like during a fight. Oh my god! Somehow I find that hard to believe. Where do people come up with this? One time I met Speakman, he was incredibly nice, and I've always heard nothing but great things. So who knows? Yeah. And another thing, when Seagal did Out for Justice, apparently he wanted to adopt the dog from the movie, the little dog that he saved,
Oh,
and
okay.
they said no because they were afraid of the dog's safety. I'm like, Steven Seagal is a lot of things, but I don't think he would mistreat animals. I'm like, are you serious?
Well, I mean, maybe accidentally killing a chicken or whatever it was on that show. Or what was it?
Well, don't break the
That,
law, and the cops won't
yeah.
come and get you. it's
What was
not.
the?
It's not complicated.
But that was the thing. Is that on the lawman, he was going with someone, and he actually ran over.
Yeah, they went in the house with like a tank, or not like a tank, but they went in with like a vehicle like that, and apparently they like ran over the dog or something. Look, it was an accident. I don't think they intended to do that. Okay. Am I happy about it? No, but I don't think they're like, yeah, just run the dog over. We'll be fine. Like, come on now, people. And that's probably one of the reasons why the show got canceled, because they got sued. What a surprise. Steven Seagal got sued. And they
Uh,
didn't show it on television. Are you like, everyone acts like they showed it? They did not show it on television. Van Damme, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Behind Closed Doors. I actually really enjoyed that. I have the DVD of it. I really liked it, because that's when Van Damme was trying to come back for a fight and it didn't work out. But and then there was the whole scene when he found out they were going to do like a Bloodsport 2 or something without him, and he starts like crying and freaking out and yelling, and then he went in the other room, and then he came out and he was okay. I get it. I mean, I understand.
uh, I've heard nothing but bad things about Jurassic Park Dominion, so that would be the only positive review I've seen on the film so far.
Yep, I heard it's lousy. I heard that you've seen it all before, and here's my shocked face.
Yeah, that, I mean, some dude with like, there's a section deal with bugs or something.
I don't know. I gave up.
What the hell?
I gave up 20 years ago. Jurassic. I say this all the time. Jurassic Park should have never had any sequels, but I like the third one because you didn't need a sequel. And the only reason why Michael Crichton wrote the book of the Lost World is because they wanted to make the movie, and they wanted to base the movie off of a book like the first one. So basically, they kind of forced him into writing the book. And then they didn't. And then the book of the Lost World is like completely different from the movie.
Okay, I found it, but this is from the book Direct Your Own Damn Movie with Lloyd Kaufman in his interview with Bill Lustig. This is him verbatim. I left the film called The Esper because the star Jesse Pinkman threatened to kill me. I had shot most of the film, and he came to me during the violent climax and said he couldn't do it because he would be setting a bad example for the children of America. There's nothing I could do to persuade him.
You did Perfect Weapon and Street Night. Oh my God.
There was nothing I could do to persuade him. I wound up shooting the scene and manipulated it to look the way I wanted. Of course, there was always a rat on set, and someone told him. And a couple days later, he called me and the producers and wanted to see the footage. He came into the editing room and saw the change, and he was a karate guy. He threatened to kill me, at which point I thought it was in my best interest to leave and head west. Final cut of the film has it the way I shot it. The funny part is he had a guy with him who showed up on set with a big bag of weapons, and he showed all this stuff. So I just like Steve stole a lot of weapons. He took out a knife and showed me how well balanced it was, and he threw it into the couch sofa of my hotel room. I said to Jeff, "These are the type of people you're hanging out with?" Jeff, oh, he doesn't like it. He said, "Jeff had the IQ of a doorknob. I don't care if he finds me." What you don't do, Lord Kaufman, give him my address. Well, yeah. So yeah, he's definitely not a fan of Jeff Speedman. I don't know what all happened. I mean,
That's a new one on me. And again, the fact that you don't want the film to be a bad example for children. First of all, it's rated R, so I
yeah.
doubt that, and it went straight to video, so their parents had to rent it for them anyway. And number two, like, it's a violent movie to begin with. It's about a murderer that kills
Mhm.
his sister, my bad, and then he goes to prison and starts wiping out all the prisoners. Um, oh, did you not read the script?
Is that kind of what happened with Don the Dryden Wilson, where there was a movie that he read the script for, and there was some kind of violent tendency he didn't like, and
Yeah, it
was
was it was Black Belt, the movie
yeah.
Black Belt, because the villain's like mother was like really abusive towards him, and that's why he was doing what he was doing. And I was like,
Mhm.
okay, I mean, that's how the writer wrote the character. I mean, it's not like it really happened. It's just, they're the bad guy, and that's what happens. Like, it's just the motivation for the character. I don't think that 30 some years later, whenever that movie was made, people are going to say, oh, yeah, what should have been different in that movie? The fact that, the killer's mom was a psycho. No, it's just how it was written. Like, it's not real. Like, are you kidding me? Like, come on now. Right. From what I've heard, Lloyd Kaufman is a scumbag. So,
Well, I mean, apparently that's Bill Lusted's interview in the book, so that's what Bill Lusted says. I don't. I mean, I've never heard anything like that before either. I just thought that was interesting. So it could be one of those things that they don't like each other, so he maybe embellished on
I
stuff.
was
That
going to
happens a
say, like,
lot.
I don't know Jeff Speakman, but I mean, I know people that have been around him, and I know people that have been under him and stuff, and I just really find that hard to believe.
Right.
99% of that is very hard to believe for me, especially the part about showing up with a bag full of guns and stuff and threatening to kill you because you didn't cut the movie a certain way. Like, come on now, people. But no, from what I heard is he got fired from the movie because the producers didn't like what he was doing,
Hmm.
and he moved too slow, and apparently the movie went over budget and over schedule. That's what I heard, and that's probably what happened. And then Rick
Yeah.
Avery stepped in because he had already had experience as a stunt coordinator directing, and that was the first movie that he directed. And then the next movie was Deadly Outbreak.
Oh, one thing I wanted to mention before I forget, for people out there, if you ever do send a PayPal request, make sure to hit send and not request,
Yeah, yeah,
because this is the like I got an email, Johnny Jerry. If you're in the chat, you have to hit send, not request, because when you hit request, that means you wanted me to pay you. If you want to pay me or Fabio, you have to hit send. So again, you have to hit send just for
yeah.
people out there for
That's happened
future.
a bunch of times already.
Yeah. So, but just to let you know, if you're still in here, Johnny Jerry, otherwise I'll just message you later. But thank you though. Doing okay, Louis. Happy 4th of July to everyone out there. Peanut Butter Solution. I've never even seen it.
Neither have I.
John Drummond, great actor. Loved him in Arachnophobia, Big Lebowski. Glad he's still with us, hanging in there. Love it. I don't try to remember the last thing I saw him was maybe Argo, or maybe there's a newer film. Well, I guess he was on that TV show, the Roseanne one that she was gone from, the Conners, or the Conners, which I didn't watch.
I'm surprised anyone watched it.
I never really. I only been to Bop maybe once or twice. I didn't really grow up with Blockbuster. Did you?
Yes, I did. So I miss Blockbuster as well.
Any memories of Blockbuster? Like any weird stories or like?
Oh, there was always weird stories. The weirdest one, I rented Payback with Mel Gibson. It's right when the director's cut came out. And
Mm-hmm.
I rented it and I took it back to the store. And for like a month, they were calling me and they're like, yeah, like you need to return it. I'm like, I did. They're like, well, no, like it's not here in the store and it's not in the Dropbox. You need to return it. I'm like, I did. And then they're like, well, we're going to charge you, $20 if you don't do it. I said, okay. So I went into the store and I was like, you're saying that I still have this movie, right? They're like, yeah. I'm like, well, did you go look on the shelf? And they looked on the shelf and they're like, oh, it's here. Sorry. I'm like, yeah, maybe you should like go check before you start calling people, telling them all this crap because you didn't want to do your job. So that was definitely the weirdest one. But I mean, all like they would mix shit up all the time. Like I remember, like particularly in the VHS days, like they would put the wrong tapes in the boxes, so you'd
Mm-hmm.
always have to go back to the store and swap out the tapes. And then another time was
Mm-hmm.
I asked them, I'm like, so because there was when it was Phantasm, but it was the old MGM DVD and it was out of print, and I wanted to buy it. I'm like, so like, do you guys like typically sell like the previously viewed? They said, no, not really. The only way we do it is like if it doesn't get rented for a year. I'm like, okay. I'm like,
Mm.
so what about this one? They're like, well, no, that one gets rented a lot because he showed me like the history or whatever. And he goes,
Mm-hmm.
if you really want it, you could just like not return it and then we'll charge you. I'm like, that's a
Yeah.
weird thing to say for somebody that works at the store, but sure.
I never rented.
I remember when they got rid of all their VHS. That was cool.
Yeah, I worked at a video store, and that was beyond the VHS. It was in the DVD era, and yeah, when you get rid of stuff, people come and they don't stop coming. Like that's when people come when you
Yep,
get rid of stuff.
because everything's cheap. That's why they don't want to pay
Exactly.
full price for it. But well, I mean, I don't know how it was where you were, but when Blockbuster went out of business and they were selling everything, I mean, yeah, some titles were cheaper than others, but there were still some that were like $20, even used. They were still expensive.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's weird, but sure.
Uh, with me, I mean, the where I worked at the video store, like you rarely had anyone rent video games, so it was really not. And if they did, it was decently priced, I guess, for what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And that was really in the era of like 360 PS3. But that it was fun working at video store folks, but then it was when they're always trying to push the sell these cards. And it's like no
Mm-hmm.
one wants to buy these cards. But I would do it anyway, and then they get annoyed. It's like, well, annoying these people will do the opposite of what you want. But just how it is.
Yeah, I actually Blockbuster got rid of their video games before they even went out of business, like a couple of years before. Because, like you were saying, I think it was like PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. That's when they phased out of the video game stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I do remember that. And I thought it was so weird. I'm like, why don't they have video games anymore? And then
Yeah,
a couple years after that, they went out of business. So there you go.
very
But
cool.
they fucked up. Blockbuster fucked up because they should have bought Netflix when they had the opportunity, and they
I
didn't
didn't
do
even
it.
know that was an option.
Yep, they had the bid. They had the bid in to buy Netflix, and then they pulled it out at the last minute.
Hmm.
And that was right before Netflix went all, well, not all streaming, because you can actually still get the DVDs from Netflix. They still offer that,
Mm-hmm.
or I guess it would be Blu-ray at this point as well. But they should have bought them, and they didn't, and that was their biggest mistake. And also the fact that they never changed their business model. That was probably a reason why they went out of business as well.
Yeah, and like yeah, good. Hope they do. Hope they drown.
Do you see me complaining?
I'm not complaining.
Well, again, this is what happens when you alienate 99% of your audience and you tell them that they're stupid.
Yeah, and,
Do you really think that people are going to support you? No, they're not. It's not
and then,
complicated. I don't know why this is so difficult for people to understand.
yeah, and you keep releasing stuff like Interceptor. Did you ever hear of that film?
I heard of it. I loved your rant. Your rant was
Oh, thank
hilarious.
you.
That's all I needed to know. I don't need to watch it. I'll just watch your rant.
No, no one needs to watch that.
Yeah.
God.
And again, when you continue to make garbage movies like that, do you think that people really want to watch it? No, they don't. They want to be entertained. They don't want a PSA about God knows what for 2 hours.
Well, okay, I'm going to answer this guy just because I feel like it. I like the new Batman. I like Jackass 4. I like the new Beavis and Butthead. I like Sonic the Hedgehog 2. The new Nick Cage film, Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Even the new Rescue Rangers movie was actually surprisingly decent. I actually liked it. It was fun. It was better than Alvin the Chipmunks crap. I liked everything, everywhere, all at once with Michelle Yeoh. Have some nitpicks with the ending, but I like that film. There's a independent film that I like, Cursive. It's like a little independent film. So I mean, the ones I didn't like was like Scream 5, Chainsaw Master 2022. There's a few others, but there's probably more films I've liked than disliked of the ones I've seen. Top Gun Maverick, I liked. I didn't love it 5 out of 5, but people just if you like something, they don't watch it. But if you hate something, then you hate everything.
And again,
Especially,
if you like something, people get mad. If you don't like something, they still get mad. There's no common ground. Like,
yeah, Top Gun Maverick, I did like. I just didn't think it was the perfect best film of the ages. I just thought I liked it. Good action. Tom Cruise is cool. I liked it. I liked the first one more. I'm more of an Iron Eagle guy, but I liked it.
and again, I'm sure people got mad that you liked it.
I'm sure they.
Because people got mad that you like the Batman, and I'm like, okay, well, what's your point?
Usually, it's if I don't like something, then it's if I do like something. You can't ever win, so it's like
No, you can't
whatever.
because people
No
are weird.
big deal.
But like director screenwriter said, yeah, Blockbuster had the
Mhm.
online stuff where you would get them in the mail, and then the incentive was you could take that back to the store and get a free movie. So it worked itself out. But by that point, Netflix was already taken over. So again, they should have just bought Netflix when they had a chance, and it wouldn't be Netflix; it would be Blockbuster streaming service.
Let's see. Yeah, Iron Eagle had more sequels than Top Gun. Yeah, that's true. But
Unfortunately, none of them were good. Well, the third one was okay, but that was the only decent one.
yeah, but I mean, the first one doesn't even have a Blu-ray, which is ridiculous.
Well, it doesn't have an official Blu-ray. There's bootlegs out there.
Well,
I know. I
yeah,
know
that's
some
true.
people that might have them on
That's okay,
those
frame by frame. I took care of it because
on
I.
those websites. That are
Yeah,
out there. In
that's
fact, I
cool.
just ordered a few that'll be coming. So yeah.
Very cool. Is it a? Oh, do you have to let me know after what the website is if you don't want to say that? So, because you probably did tell
Hey,
me. I just forgot.
speaking of that, is that guy that made those still around or no?
Um, yes. You mean the ones I've got, like the turtles? Yes, he's a nice guy, but I don't promote it because he could be very inconsistent delivery.
I'm
Where
aware because that's what happened with me. I paid for a bunch of stuff and never got it.
yeah, that's why I don't really. I have to badger him again and again and again. And it's like, yeah, dude, I know you're going through stuff, but it's like, come on, people are waiting for their stuff. Don't do it in the first place. So, uh, if you want, you let me know. I could at least send you a link to his Facebook if you want to talk to him or whatever, or you want me to say something, I could do that too. No
We'll see.
worries to me.
We'll talk later about
Cool,
that.
no problem.
But what was it? Retro Scotty. Yeah, Blockbuster. Well, it's not that Blockbuster fucked up. It's number one, the business model changed and they didn't want to. That's just the way that it goes. And number two, the industry changed. Because when Blockbuster went out of business, that's when streaming started to take over. So, I mean, did they fuck up? Yeah, but you also have to remember that everything changed as well. At that point in like 2011 or 2012, whenever they went out of business, um, that's when Netflix started to take over, and that's when people stopped buying DVDs. So, again, things changed. So there you go. But what's going on, Yule?
Oh, very cool. Your
There you
first
go.
Van Damme film. That's a good first one.
Good, yeah, good one to start with.
If you want to choose the next one, go for Time Cop or Bloodsport or Universal Soldier, Lionheart. Those are some other good ones to get into.
Just as long as it's not The Last Mercenary or Derailed.
Yeah, those were disappointing. I mean, I know he's going to do this one last one. We'll see how that goes. Supposedly last one or last action film. I don't know if it's his last film or his last action film, and we'll see. Hey, TGC, I did not see the new Elvis film. It's like 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Good God.
At
I
least
didn't
that's
know
what
it was that long.
it said. 140 minutes. Now, unless there's a lot of trailers and stuff, I don't know. But happy
Well,
Fourth to you.
140 would only be 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Or maybe I read it wrong. Let me double check. Maybe
I
it's
mean,
just
even then, though, like, come on now.
let me double check. Maybe it is that. No, 2 hours and 40 minutes. I
Oh,
just
good
said it
God.
wrong.
I'll wait for the Blu-ray on that one. I ain't sitting in a theater for 3 hours.
2 hours and 39 minutes. So yeah, I just got the thing wrong, but 2 hours and three. Yeah.
Well, I say that, but I did go see a double feature of Godfather 1 and 2 a number of years ago now. So that was like 6 hours of my day.
But that's at least that's yeah. That was a time where not every film was that. Now it's like more and more films getting so much longer as if they need to be. I don't think they always need to be though.
Yes, we both love Ninja Turtles 2003.
Yes.
But canceled Batman movie, I would love to have seen what was going to be the fifth, like, Tim Burton one, but it never happened, of course.
Hmm.
Because that was the one that was going to have the Scarecrow.
That would have been pretty cool.
And I love the Scarecrow, so.
I don't know if this counts, but I mean, Batman Beyond.
That too. Why they never did that. Instead of putting Michael Keaton in a shitty Flash movie, why don't you put him in Batman Beyond? Because he's old enough now. Just saying.
Yeah. I saw it on VHS back in the day. It was the first one I saw. I did not see it on TV.
Yeah, I wasn't alive when it was in theaters, so yeah. But you're fine, Scotty. Like I said, Blockbuster just number one, they refused to change with the times, and then number two, the industry changed. Video stores weren't a thing anymore. People weren't going to the video store anymore because either A, they were getting them from Redbox or whatever for half the price, or B, they had it on Netflix, or C, they just didn't care. It's just everything changes. It is what it is. A lot of people always ask me, they're like, do you ever think that the video stores will come back? I mean, I'd love to see it, but I don't think it'll happen.
Yeah, it won't happen. Not that video stores. No, it won't. Even if you have one around where you're at, there are people that barely go to them even to this day.
I mean, there's one where I live. There's one, but ain't nobody go in there except me. And I
Yeah,
haven't been in there in a couple of years because they were starting to sell all their stock off. So I went in and bought what I wanted. I got what I wanted, and that's pretty much it. because
Exactly.
they were getting rid of all their VHS for like a quarter. So I was like, oh hell yeah! So I went in and bought a bunch of stuff. I bought some DVDs from them, some games, and but that was 3 years ago. 3 years ago now, because that was like right when I first got out of the army. Yeah, that was 3 years ago now. And every time I ride past it, they're either open or they're not open, and it's like you have to wear a mask, and I'm like, I ain't doing all that. So yeah, I got what I needed. I'm good.
Pathfinder, I remember
I've
liking.
never seen it either, so
I liked it for what it was. Carl Urban, it was cool to see him, and that, and yeah, that was decent. It was at least a time waster. I don't think he saw Welcome to Raccoon City. I did, and it was garbage.
I watched your rant. That's all I needed to know.
It's garbage. You want to
That's
see?
what I do. If I need to know anything about a movie, I just watch your rant on it, and I'm good.
Yeah, ain't worth wasting your time.
Because you're a braver man than I.
Team T3 is better.
Oh, absolutely. Even though the biggest problem I have with that movie is the suits, but
I agree.
other than that, I don't think it's as bad as people say. I just at that point, Turtle Mania was over.
Yeah, I mean, and it's still better than Mikey getting a boner and
Yeah.
farting in his brother's faces to their
And oh,
stupid
did you
fight.
find my Orange Crush? Because we have to milk that because we have a tie-in with Orange Crush. Just like one of the things I didn't like about the new movie was the whole Krispy Kreme thing, is they had the tie-in with Krispy Kreme. Like it's the
Oh
Krispy Kreme.
yeah.
We have to go to Krispy Kreme. Look, guys, there's a Krispy Kreme. It's like we get it. Like we're not stupid. We get it.
And I actually didn't mind that film, and I didn't grow with Power Rangers like you did. I actually didn't mind the new Power Rangers movie. I thought it was better than I thought it would be. But yeah, that Krispy Kreme thing was a bit weird out of the blue. And
And then Shadow Combat asked, "What's our favorite episodes from Ninja Turtles 2003?"
oh,
Mine is probably was it Same as It Ever Was or Same as It Never Was, where they went to the alternate reality.
same as it never was.
Yeah, that was definitely my favorite.
Yeah, that's a really good one. I also really like if beat Casey Jones. That
That
might
was a
be.
good one too. I like that one a lot. The City at War I liked a lot. The Battle Nexus stuff I liked a lot.
I agree.
Yep. I would say the first 4 seasons are the best, and then season 5 is okay, and then season 6 is there, and season 7 sucks. And of course, season 7 is the only one that you can't get here in America.
That's true. It's only I believe I saw in Australia.
Yes, it's in Australia. I do have them, but they were not cheap to get.
Um, yes, I have that on Blu-ray. That was Avenger Syndrome.
Yep,
Christopher
great.
Lambert.
I love that movie. The
Yep,
movie's so underrated.
I absolutely agree. Very uh,
The only
well acted.
thing about the Vinegar Syndrome is it doesn't have the old commentary with Russell Mulcahy
Yeah.
from the DVD. I guess they couldn't get it or whatever. But the really weird thing is, for their release of Righting Wrongs, they got the Dragon Dynasty features, which I'm shocked that they were able to get that. Because all the other movies that Dragon Dynasty put out that got re-released, you can't get those features anywhere else.
Resurrection 7. For me, Resurrection, I just think it's more underrated, but Seven's a good one as well.
I'd have to go with slightly 7. I think it's because the music I think I like a little bit more in 7. Yeah, Yule. I've enjoyed pretty much all the Hong Kong movies you sent in as requests. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. The only one I didn't really care for was the one that Matt didn't care for, which was Body Weapon, because it was such a weird movie. And not weird in a good way. Like, don't get me wrong, I like weird movies, but not like that.
Yeah, well, yeah, he did in the first and third live action films, and I wish he didn't.
I mean,
I
I
my
don't
opinion.
disagree with you, especially I read that I think when the first one premiered, one of the like it was the suit actor. One of the
Mhm.
suit actors tried to go up to him to say hi, and he couldn't. And he said it was really weird because he was like talking to all these kids, and he was like, "Yeah, don't do drugs and don't do this," and he was like intoxicated at the premiere. I'm like, "Oh, that's great. You know, that's awesome."
That's he always seems like a dick. I mean, I'm so
Yeah,
I'm not
that's
sorry.
why, because
He
he
always seems
is.
like a dick.
Because everyone that I have met that has worked with him has said exactly the same thing.
And just basically miss Corey Haim that much more.
Yeah.
And I think the guy in the second film was a better voice for Donatello than Corey
Yeah.
Feldman.
Adam Carl, he was in Monster Squad. He was the one of the bullies
Oh,
with
that's
Jason
right.
Hervey. Yeah.
Very cool.
But yeah, everyone that I've met that has worked with him has said the same thing. He's a dick. I'm like, yeah, I believe it. And I think there's a lot more going on with him than he lets people on to. That's just my opinion. Like the whole
Yeah.
Corey Haim thing. I think there's a lot more going on there than what people are saying.
Sorry, just replying to someone in here.
No,
Just
you're
and a
fine.
nice thing.
You ain't bothering me.
Uh,
Jack Craven's in the house, though.
very nice. That's cool. Teach their own. But yeah, George Romero's script would have been cool to see.
I don't know. Well, I know why it didn't happen because they didn't like his ideas, which is weird because they hired him based on the fact that he created the zombie genre. But it did kind of end up working out because he directed that Japanese commercial for Resident Evil 2, which was pretty cool.
With what was the actor's name?
Brad Renfro.
Yeah,
Brad Renfro played Leon in that commercial.
exactly. Yeah, that was cool to see. That it was a nice little taste for that.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that when I was a kid, and I was disappointed because it was only in Japan. And then, there's this thing called YouTube, and it popped up on there, and I finally got a chance to see it.
Uh, RoboCop Returns. No, it's not coming out this year. That's not being made right now.
I hope
The
it's not. I hope it's not made ever.
Yeah, hopefully. It could very well be worse. Just Seth Rogen is an idiot.
Yeah, the turtles will smoke weed, and it'll be really. And then Sarah Silverman will probably voice April O'Neil, and it'll be horrible.
Yeah, and I mean, he'll probably laugh to
Yeah, he'll do
sound
the
like damn.
he'll be Shredder. He'll do the voice of Shredder or something.
Yeah, and it sounds like damn Woody Woodpecker. Nah, no problem, Johnny Jerry. That's cool. Let's see.
Oh God.
I haven't read the Ninja Turtle comics with DW. I haven't kept up with them at all, so I don't know what they're doing, what they're not doing. I think I read the
DW or
IDW.
IDW? Okay,
IDW.
because DW did the ones back in the day that was based on the 2003 cartoon,
Gotcha.
which they
Yeah.
only did like 7, and then they lost the license. But IDW, they're okay. A lot of them, I don't like the designs of the turtles because they always change the look of them with each issue, and I think that's not good. It should be consistent as far as I'm concerned.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are good, some of them are kind of eh. But I'll stick with either the Mirage or the Image or the Archie comics.
You're right. They do look like shit. That's why they only lasted like 2 seasons at most.
Yep. And I will be right back because
No
if I
problem.
don't go walk around the building, Ezra
No
Miller
problem.
will show up or something. So I'll be back in a
Go
minute.
for it. No problem. But The Man from Toronto. Is that the one with Woody Harrelson? That's like might as well be The Hitman's Bodyguard Part 3. Head Office, I didn't see. Uh, yeah, I don't care. But the director of Hereditary, Midsommar can lick my balls. Why do I not like The Night Professor? Because I don't think it's funny. It's a bunch of fart jokes and fat jokes. When I look at Eddie Murphy, I prefer 48 Hours, Beverly Hills Cop 1 and 2, Metro, The Golden Child. I think those are more witty and more funny. Night Professor, I'd never laughed. I think it's more about fat suits and fart jokes and how many characters he can play. That was never the kind of Eddie Murphy I was into. Peter Weller, no. He'll return for little stuff if you pay him enough, and for a full film. I reviewed the pilot, Will Ferrell #1 of The Wire. Favorite Denzel film, Virtuosity. Volcano, I would say I prefer over Dante's Peak. Efren, have a good birthday. Late, belated birthday. Bullfinger, that's a good Eddie Murphy film. I do like that one. No, I never liked Night Professor, even when I was young. No, I never liked that. I went, okay, it's a bunch of fat jokes. It's a bunch of fart jokes. Again, I prefer Bullfinger. I prefer Metro. I prefer 48 Hours. Another 48 Hours. But Hills Cop 1 and 2. I like Gamer with Gerard Butler. That's a fun movie. Favorite Steve Martin film? Plane, Trains, and Automobiles. I also liked L.A. Story as well. Astronaut Farmer, I didn't see. Noah Schnapp, I have no idea who that is. Is Kevin Hart talented? In interviews, he's funny. In movies, not really, unless it's Central Intelligence, which I did like. The Jerk with Steve Martin, I do like that. Trick or Treat 2, I mean, there's worse movies that got sequels. I like the Trick or Treat. If the sequel was done well, sure. Uh, Beverly Hills Cop 3 is worse than Night Professor because Beverly Hills Cop 3 is a sequel to two really good films, so that's more disappointing. But I dislike both Beverly Hills Cop 3 and Night Professor. Favorite John Candy film? Summer Rental, Planes, Trains, Automobiles. I did see the first Matrix in the theater. I don't really remember the experience though. I I don't think I saw The Borrowers. A third Crank? I don't think they would ever do it. I think that pasture has been long gone now. Take care, Michael. Uncle Buck is a classic. No, I do not like Tyler Perry. Stripes is a classic. Bill Murray film. Love Stripes. Love Stripes. Great movie. I have the 4K, which has the theatrical cut on it. Cobra 2 is too late for a Cobra 2. I don't want to see one made today. It's too late. That horse has left the barn. No, I did not see the last two episodes of Stranger Things season 4 because I hated Stranger Things. Unless I did a bid paid request, I don't care to see the other two.
All right.
The best PS3 games?
All of them. That's just so,
I'm,
like, again, I was just thinking,
yeah.
Jeff Speakman, oh, my children. Well, the one kids movie that he did, nobody even watched. And there was no Kempo in that one.
Well, then the next movie he do, he shot a guy in the balls and said, "You forgot your bulletproof cup."
Right.
That's violent.
Yeah. I don't think Perfect Weapon and Street Night were rated G. That's like Seagal. When Seagal did On Deadly Ground, the writers, I read an interview with them. They said that in the script, like the character was supposed to be like an alcoholic and washed up, and Seagal's like, "Well, I can't do that," and they're like,
Mm.
"Well, why?" And like, "Well, I'm afraid that my audience won't like me." I'm like, "What?"
It's
And
strange.
yeah, and then like his character, but he's okay to smoke cigarettes in the movie. You didn't want him to drink alcohol, but he could smoke cigarettes and kill people violently and blow up an oil rig in the middle of the ocean, which doesn't make any sense. But it'll stop the oil. No, I mean it really won't actually.
No. That's one thing about that film. It was always confusing. Although I do like it for what it is. It's like, but there's going to be a big oil spill somehow, some way.
I mean, it'll a lot of the oil will catch on fire, but not all of it. Like some of it's still going to leak into the ocean. Like this is not like this is kind of common sense. I don't know. I mean, I like the movie. It's got some really good action sequences in it, but yeah, it's weird.
Uh, I liked Game of Drawer, but I thought that was a
I do
fun
too.
film.
I like that. I have it on Blu-ray. I can't talk.
Yeah, that was underrated, I would say, because that film came out and just was completely obliterated, disappeared. But that's a fun one.
The movie that I've watched the most. He says, director screenwriter says Beverly Hills Cop. Me, probably Commando. Probably.
Hmm. Uh, it's between Hard Target, Aliens, and Predator.
There you go. But me, probably Commando. When I was a kid, I watched Commando religiously.
Well, I gotta be honest. When I first saw Paul Walker, like in the Fast and Furious, the first one, I'm like, I don't know. But I warmed up to him, and I think in Hours, Brick Mansions, Running Scared, I thought he was rather good. And even in
Joyride.
Joyride was really good. Even Too Fast, Too Furious, I liked him even more. So yeah, Paul Walker's a guy I really warmed up to and was very sad when he passed away. Because then soon after I watched Hours, I went, "Wow, he could do this. He could have done a lot more." So
Yeah, I like Too Fast, Too Furious more than the first one, to be honest.
yeah, so do I. I saw that one in the theater. Too Fast, Too Furious. Is there any actor you thought sucked, but you thought you grew to like?
Not that I can think of. If I think they suck, they usually stay there. um, Especially nowadays, because it seems like no one's getting better nowadays. The whole point of an actor is to get better every single movie that you do, and I don't see that today.
No, Virtuosity is my favorite Denzel film. It's a lot of fun. It's
Yes,
energetic. It's exciting, and
kind of odd, but in a weird way. I mean, no, I love Virtuosity. I think it's a really underrated movie. The weird thing is though, like him and Kelly Lynch, I always get her and Kelly Preston mixed up. I don't know why, but they were supposed to have a romance, but they cut all that stuff out. And
mm,
Denzel said he's like, well, white men don't want to see me with their woman, and I'm like, okay, that's weird, but sure. But I mean, I think the movie honestly works better without it. You don't need a romance in every single action movie. That's one of my biggest complaints about the genre. That's just me.
no, I agree. So is that just you? Not every film needs a romance. That's one of my few issues with Daylight. As much as I like Daylight,
Yeah, I agree. I do agree with that. You didn't need to force the romance between him and Amy Brenneman. The movie works better without it.
oh, this is easy.
I just finished watching it. As soon as Matt went on, I love Independence Day.
Uh,
It's a shame that we got a sequel to that because you didn't need a sequel.
no, it was awful too. No, I did not see that because I was never a Lord of the Rings guy. But I saw a lot of. I saw Bad Boys 2 twice in the theater. I saw Matrix Reloaded twice in the theater. I even saw films like Identity, sadly, in the theater, and I was pissed. but I did not see the
I get why most of the people didn't want to come back for Independence Day too. So because
Yeah,
they offered it to Will Smith and he said no, and then they offered it to the little girl that played Bill Pullman's daughter and she said no as well. I get it.
hey Jack Craven. Well, I don't know what the leaks are. You don't have to let me know what these leaks are. I don't have the new systems. I'm not getting the new systems. I'm done. I got a PS4. I'm that's as far as I go.
I agree because what they did with PS5 was so shitty. How, you know, you can either buy the version where you download all the games, or if you pay like $300 more, you can buy the version that plays the games. I'm like, that's so stupid. And I'm pissed because they're doing remakes of Max Payne 1 and 2, but they're only coming out on PS5, not PS4.
Man.
And those are two of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah, I've never played the second one, but I played the first one and really enjoyed it. Which do you like more?
I like the first one a little bit more. Um, I mean, honestly, you didn't really need a sequel, but it was well done. Like the story was well done and it made sense. But I prefer the first one. One of the biggest complaints that I have with the second one, I don't like how you switch the characters. I want to be Max Payne all the time. I don't want to be the lady. Like,
Oh, that
that's
they do
sexist.
that, huh?
No, it's called Max Payne. Like you want to play as him. You don't want to play as other people.
So they do that in the sequel?
Yeah,
Does
and
that
then there's like stupid escort missions. I fucking hate escort missions.
I definitely know that from your Siphon Filter playthrough
Mm-hmm.
through the tunnels. For people
Yeah.
out there, I highly recommend going to Fabio's channel and watch his Siphon Filter playthroughs. Either the game kept crashing and freezing,
Yeah.
or dangerous, escort missions.
Mm-hmm.
I I love it.
Yep. And that edit you did was hilarious.
Yeah, it was absolutely fantastic stuff. Very got a lot of. I've seen that quite a few times. It's hilarious, and even the
I keep.
sequels with the. I think it was the third one, and it was like this thing where all these people kept coming, and it's like you had to sniper them, like they're parachuting down or something, or
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, the one level in the second game, um, when you're at the crash site, yeah, like people just keep
yeah,
parachuting in, and the way that the camera is and the mechanics of the game, I mean, it's PlayStation One. You know, sometimes it's difficult and frustrating. But I totally forgot about the one part, like the game crashed or something, and then my phone went off, and it was like
the
the Batman
Batman.
thing, and I was like, oh yeah, now Batman's even pissed off or something. Like I completely forgot about that because that was so long ago when I did those videos.
I wish Batman would come fix this fucking game.
Yeah, I said something like that. Yeah, but yeah, as, as much as I love those games, even with cheat codes, they piss me off. And then the third one really pissed me off because I forgot how difficult it was.
Yeah.
And then I'm trying to record it and play it, and I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me right now?"
Love. I remember enjoying Courage the Cowardly Dog. I still haven't seen the crossover with Scooby Doo, but I do remember enjoying the cartoon
Mm-hmm. Me
from
too.
back in.
Yeah, I haven't seen the crossover yet either. I have to check that out. Yeah,
I mean,
Cornholio, what's up? But without the romance and daylight, we still would have got the great song at the end. True.
my three favorite was Silent Hill, Resident Evil, and I'll go with Dead Space. No, Doom. I'll go with Doom. Not
But
Dead Space because I like the
speaking
first
of video game playthroughs, way back when you did the original Resident Evil on PlayStation One, that was hilarious. Because like I remember in the opening video, you're like, "Go back to the chopper, you're going to die."
one. I forgot about that. That's right. You're going to die.
Yeah,
Go back to the chopper.
and you're like, "What happened to Hopper?" I'm like, "Oh my god."
Ah, that's bullshit. The
Yeah,
entire island, Krauser, fuck that.
I don't like
Okay,
that either.
what? It's a, you to do more, so it to be bigger. So why they cut shit out? So stupid.
Well, honestly, the Resident Evil 3 remake I didn't think was that good, and a lot of people didn't like it either. So,
And they cut stuff out of that too.
yep. Oh God.
Ridiculous. I'll get my spot here. Let's see. Yeah, do it now.
We have to get out now. Go, come on.
Let's see. I'm trying to get to my spot here. Yeah, Cloud. Yeah, I mean, well, neither one would have been a good choice for Will Smith. So,
I don't even
whatever.
remember that movie. What is that? The one he did with Margot Robbie?
No, that was one where God, I can't remember what the hell.
See, it was such a good movie.
No, you're not the only one.
I think everyone will agree with you.
Absolutely, it's much better movie.
Apparently, they're making the sequel.
Yeah, which yeah, I await that with bated breath. Uh,
The Last Inn, I don't plan on watching. I don't know what that is.
I've seen it. It was awful, terrible. It ain't worth spit.
I'll just go
I've
watch. I'll just go watch your review.
No, you'll. I know it's the same director did the Body Weapon, I think. So I didn't see it.
Never seen it. I've heard of it. I've just never seen it.
No, I've never heard of Gangs of London.
Nope.
I don't even know what Moscow Heat is.
I have no clue what that is either. Is Arnold going to be in it? Then the answer is no.
I don't know. I mean, maybe if
Didn't they do Christmas episodes on Next Generation, or am I wrong?
I've only seen maybe 3 episodes of that show.
Really? That's all.
Yeah, because I grew up more with the original show. That's Generation. I've seen the movies, but the show I've seen maybe the conspiracy I just reviewed, the Borg one, and maybe the pilot. I think those are the only ones I watched. Is we didn't have it. We just didn't grow up with the show. We didn't have it on the channels.
Did you review the pilot? I want to say that you did.
I think I did. I know I reviewed one with the Borg and this new one. I might have reviewed the pilot. I can't remember.
Yeah, I want to. I
I've
can't
done
remember
so
if you
many
did or
now.
not. Yeah.
I've done so many. I forget half of them.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I like that sequel. Did the 2021 Mortal Kombat even make its budget back? Yeah, true. Yeah, but Conspiracy, I did just watch that one. That was cool. Performance issues. Well, I mean, I understand where you're coming from, but again, like Matt said, you would think that now because technology is better, that they wouldn't have as much issues with that.
Or I mean, I know it's all you got to download, but is there a way like to have like separated like back to the day, like disc one, disc two, like you have Resident Evil. We've had games back in the day where you pop another disc in.
No, of course.
That may be annoying, but I mean that could work as well if that helps. I think people prefer that than having stuff cut out.
We need more movies with practical effects. I completely agree. Completely agree.
Oh yeah, but you're not telling them that.
Yeah.
The people in Hollywood.
CG. No. No.
Yeah, I did know. That's why I don't.
Oh my God! What?
Yep. That's what I mean. Each episode in season 4 has been 70 minutes long.
Why?
That's why I kept asking.
Why? Like
That's why I
like
kept
that's a
asking.
movie. That's not a TV show. That's a movie. Movies are 70 minutes. Showdown in Little Tokyo is 70 minutes. Come on now.
Yeah.
The last episode is 2.5 hours.
Yes.
I'll go watch Goodfellas. I'll save my time.
Exactly. Um, I haven't, I've seen clips. I've never seen the full episode of Street Sharks.
They were on
So,
YouTube. I don't know if they still are. The whole thing was on YouTube,
oh, okay.
and they're on Blu-ray, but
Very true.
they're in standard or no. Yeah, they're in standard definition on Blu-ray, which is weird. But
Hmm. Now, I've heard of the La Femme Nikita TV show. I never watched it.
I think I've seen a couple episodes here and there, but that was so long ago.
When did movies start to go downhill? I mean, a long time ago. Uh,
I mean, yeah,
hmm.
yeah.
I think well, it depends. That's a big question. Because there's when for a little bit when action films were shaky cam. There's that also when they realized Marvel superhero films were such a box office bonanza. I think and Disney got bigger and bigger and buying up companies, and
Which
I
is
think that
illegal
really,
because they're a monopoly.
yeah, that is really when things started going downhill. And I would say I there's a lot of ways to answer that. So I'm not even sure. My favorite is the first one, although I think three is the most underrated.
I agree.
Um,
Ended up
y-
watching No Escape with Owen Wilson. It's truly an underrated movie. Cool. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I liked it as well.
so did I.
I really enjoyed that movie.
Yeah, that was a nice surprise. Yes, there's a lot of stuff that was cut out, which we'll sadly never see.
Yep. Well, they cut 10 minutes. Mark Lester said they cut out 10 minutes like right before the movie was supposed to open.
Mm.
And then there was even more that was already cut out. So, yeah. Because I heard, I don't know if they ever filmed it, but I heard that there was supposed to be a car chase that led to a shootout in a shopping mall. And again, I don't know if that ever got filmed or not, but it's
Hmm.
like, why would you not film that? Creativity is dead and the mouse killed it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I said it before, like the first couple was it 7, 8 episodes. It was like I counted up. It was like 9 hours.
I mean, shit, you could watch Rush Hour 1 and 2 and that back to back, and that's still, well, that would be 3 hours, my bad. But damn, I mean, 40 minutes longer and you watch two movies, two good movies.
Exactly.
Fucking Stranger Things.
Yeah, it can lick my balls.
Exactly. I'm not, again, like, people, everybody always asks me, like, whether it's here on YouTube or outside of YouTube, like, have you ever seen it? And I'm like, no. And they're like, why? I'm like, why should I? I would rather watch, RoboCop again because at least I'll enjoy that.
Yeah, hope you're doing well.
Thank you, Kyle. Appreciate it. Again, in the words of Biff Tannen, there's only one thing to say. God bless America.
I believe I did review No Escape. I think it's still on the channel. But yeah, I did like it with Owen Wilson. I thought it was a pretty decent film.
Yep. Unfortunately, the Blu-ray here I don't think has any features, but the German Blu-ray does.
I've never heard this before. I've never heard that.
I don't think that is exactly true because why would they have Brandon Lee play the side? Like, just hypothetically speaking, if Brandon Lee had lived and The Crow came out and The Crow was a big hit, why for his next movie would they put him back as the sidekick? I don't think that's true. I think that they wrote the first draft of the script when it was still called Simon Says. I
Mhm.
think they wrote that for Brandon Lee for a movie for him to potentially do, but of course, you know, what happened is what happened.
Yeah.
Because like even in I have this book, it's called like the Ultimate Die Hard Guide or whatever, And even in that book, they said that they were like, yeah, like Brandon Lee was going to play Zeus, and I'm like, well, that doesn't make any sense. But then you could argue like Samuel Jackson was a big star at the
Hmm.
time, but you know, I don't know. I just can't see, again, hypothetically speaking, Brandon lives, The Crow comes out, it's this big, huge movie. I don't see him jumping right back into that sidekick role. Just
Yeah,
my
because
opinion.
I know Lawrence Fishburne was going to be that role before
Right.
something
And
happened.
then Lawrence Fishburne had like a contract, and then they broke the contract, and then he ended up suing them and winning and getting a bunch of money. He probably got more money from suing them than he would have got, playing in the movie. So yeah, because he was supposed to do it, and then they backed out on the contract, and then he sued him for breach of contract and won. He won like I don't know how much. I don't think they ever said how much that he won, but yeah, he ended up getting like a bunch of money because they did that. Well, I mean, yeah, you violated the contract. That's not what you agreed to. So good for him. And he didn't have to go to work that day.
The best Fourth of July film? I mean, it's Independence Day. Jaws is a good one as well. That was around Fourth of July. That was around that time, so those are definitely good ones. Nah, sorry,
Why did
Ryan.
they
Never
trim
heard
it
of that
down?
movie.
Never. Because they got cold feet about Showdown in Little Tokyo, which doesn't make any sense.
Oh, okay.
For whatever reason, they got cold feet about that film because it only came out in like 100 theaters. Nobody saw it until it came out on video. People thought it was a direct-to-video film.
Yeah.
So they cut 10 minutes and then they dumped it in 100 theaters, and no one saw it. And then when Brandon died, all of a sudden everybody started renting the movie.
Yeah, the how do I put it? The Warner Bros. Did that a lot with films. They
Oh,
re
of course they
a
did.
lot of editing with a lot of their movies.
I
Almost like a
mean,
forced habit.
Out for Justice and Hard to Kill, got a lot cut out for whatever reason.
Yeah, Demolition Man.
Demolition Man got again the weirdest thing. Stallone went on WCW TV and did an interview with Jesse Ventura talking about a fight scene, and the movie came out and there's no fight scene in there. It's like, why?
No.
Why did you waste that time and opportunity? Because in the comic book they fight. If you get the
Oh,
comic
okay.
book of Demolition Man, there is a fight scene between them in the comic book.
And the comic book is the stuff with his daughter in there too.
Yep, that's all in there. All the stuff with his
Hmm.
daughters in the comic. Um, the old guy that Stallone knows that was the pilot in the beginning of the movie.
Zachary Lamb.
Yeah, he gets killed in the comic book, which they cut out of the movie. So all that stuff is in the Demolition Man comic.
Oh, okay.
Because I think the comic was probably done before the movie came out, and then they
Hmm.
released it. Yeah, all that stuff is in the comic book. I'm like,
Yeah,
well,
that's.
it's in the comic book. Why didn't you leave it in the movie?
I guess it's kind of like the 99 Ninja Turtles comic, which has some of the stuff. Uh, I remember there was a comic adaptation that had Mighty him going crazy, tearing stuff up, which wasn't in the movie.
Yeah, and in the movie they changed it. They redubbed the voice to make it seem like it's Raphael, because
Yeah,
in the movie when he's punching the bag, that's Mikey.
yeah.
That's not Raph. They changed it.
But I mean, like the extended stuff where he actually tore the whole barn
Oh
apart.
yeah, that they cut all that out.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
in the I have like the storybook. In the storybook, there's a picture of the turtle shells like coming out of the water, and that's not in the movie.
Exactly.
I'm like, okay, well, and it's not the shot from the trailer either. It's a completely different shot.
Yeah.
And then when Master Tatsu killed the dude, they changed that because that's not what it was supposed to be.
Jack Raven. I
There,
just wish
see,
another guy's
there you
comment.
go. See, I was right.
There
That's
you
what I'm
go.
saying. Like, it would not even like. Okay, Rapid Fire, do you think after Rapid Fire they would have Brandon Lee jump back into the role of the sidekick? No, never. Are you kidding me?
They wouldn't. They wouldn't do that at all.
Right. And the only reason why Die Hard with a Vengeance got rewritten is because they were going to do the original idea for Die Hard 3 was to have it be on a cruise ship, and then Speed 2 went into production, and that's the idea that they used, so they had to change it.
Let me answer this.
Which I'm glad.
I got mine off of eBay, but even then you have to be careful because there will be people that will try to be wonky and have cheaper parts. So if you do try, do it at your own risk. But the Raspberry Pi I have still works, so I was one of the lucky ones. So that goes
Yeah,
with pretty much anything on eBay.
yeah. I was gonna buy not like the one that you have, but one that was similar, but I just haven't bought it yet. Because they got ones out now where it's like plugged into like the old like arcade board, and you can play like the old arcade games on it. I kind of want that one because I could, for whatever reason, I could never figure out MAME on my computer.
Obscure Prima, very sorry to hear that about your brother, man. Wishing you the best. Definitely wish you the best, man.
The worst Crow sequel, Wicked Prayer. Definitely Wicked Prayer.
Um,
Yep, another 48 hours got cut because you could definitely tell when you watched the theatrical version that stuff was cut out.
I would go with Assault on Precinct 13.
I'm sorry, I missed that. Oh, Assault on Precinct 13 or They Live. Probably Assault on Precinct 13. The best Crow sequel, I would say, is City of Angels, but not the theatrical version, the director's cut, because it's not really a director's cut. The best version of Dawn of the Dead is the Mall Hours version, but that's not an official cut.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I do enjoy that cut. You can find that on YouTube for those that are interested in watching that cut.
Why film it but not release it or put it in the movie? Because things change all the time. They'll film something and then whoever is in a bad mood that day decides what gets cut out or not. It happens all the time. And I thought
Uh,
it was hilarious because in Arnold Schwarzenegger's book, he said when they sent Conan the Barbarian to the MPAA, Arnold went to the meeting and they were like, "You have to cut this, you have to cut this, you have to cut that." And he goes, "Why?" They're like, "Well, it's too much." He goes, "Well, only studio people like you say things like that." And he got up and walked out, and they didn't end up cutting anything out of the movie. So there you go.
I'm not sure what the newer complete cut is. It might be the same thing, but I don't know what the newer complete cut is. But again, you don't have to let us know what that
Yeah,
is.
I've never heard of that because the Mall Hours cut has all the different scenes from all the different versions.
No, no problem, man. Like I said, very sorry to hear about your brother. The best way to do it is just as lame as it sounds, you just gotta take it day by day, as lame as that sounds, because that's the best we can all do. So definitely wish you the best. And to everyone out there, that's all we can do, sadly.
I like Cornholio. Who do they think they were dealing with? Some fucking jerk on Star Search? It's Brandon Lee. Exactly, exactly.
Um,
But and that's the tragedy of it all is what could have been if he had lived.
um, I reviewed Top Gun Maverick. The reviews on the channel. I liked it for what it was. I liked it. I guess he's asking if you've seen it.
Top Gun Maverick? No, I haven't. I don't really plan on it. Sorry. Sorry.
Nothing to be sorry to with me about. My favorite is John Carpenter's The Thing.
That's like an oxymoron, favorite Kurt Russell movie.
Yeah, there's a
But
lot of
if I
good.
had to choose one, Honestly, probably Tombstone because he directed it. He was the one that really directed Tombstone. Cruise ship version of Die Hard 3 was dropped due to under. Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay.
I thought
Well,
it was because of Speed 2 because it was the same company. That's why I thought. My bad.
Speed 2 should have. Maybe be better.
Speed 2 should have never been made. No wonder Keanu didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
He probably read the script and was like, well, how is it called Speed if it's on a boat?
The best TV out there? Well, no wonder TV sucks if that's the case. That's not saying much. If that's the best TV, TV stands for something different then.
Everything sucks. Thank you, Max Payne fan. Yeah, I like this shirt too. I think this is the only one that I got because I know they did every Mighty Morphin Ranger. Actually, I might have the Red Ranger one. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Uh,
Another 48 Hours is underrated. I agree. I like that.
that's a list that's a mile long. Buying Fox, I'll say that.
Yeah, that was definitely one of the worst things that they did.
Yeah, I'll say that. That's
And
definitely.
then other things I'm not going to get into because it's your stream. So,
I don't care.
well, when you try to indoctrinate children and that kind of thing, and all that, yeah, I think that's pretty bad. That's just my opinion.
For those who wonder, like, name an example of that. Like, I know, but for
Well,
those
I
who.
mean, when you do films like Turning Red, and the stuff that's in Lightyear, and you have
Hmm.
drag queen story hour on your programming and everything, and you're telling people, little kids that they should dress up like little girls and stuff like that. I don't know. I know I'm a little fucked up in the head, but I don't know. That's a little inappropriate as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I could be wrong. Like I said, I've had a lot of head trauma in my life, so yeah.
Well, that's a waste of money.
Yeah, let's let me line up for that one.
Huh. So where's this complete cut being released? Or was it released?
Yeah, I've never heard that before.
Yeah, if you could let us know, where does this get? Is it going to be released? Was it released on another vert? Like, any info would be appreciated, Cornelio.
Watched Beavis and Butthead earlier today. Quite surprised that it was unexpectedly good. Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. It was.
Yeah, I will definitely do a solo stream later for those that are interested. So there you go. Well,
Yeah,
yeah, Jeff Speakman was supposed to be in Speed because Speed was originally going to be at Paramount, but they sold it off to get Forrest Gump.
yeah. I always liked Limp Bizkit. I never hated like other people. I don't know Fred Durst's person, but the band itself, I always liked a lot of their songs.
I don't.
Nothing wrong with that. Yes,
Yeah,
he.
yeah. I mean, honestly, what else am I going to do besides sit here and stare at the wall? Might as well try to talk to all of you. I
Um,
heard, yeah, I did hear through the grapevine that he's retired, but he didn't give an official announcement
he ran away.
to Russia.
Yeah, I doubt you would ever get that full cut. But I mean, again, the Mole Hour cut I thought was very interesting to see, and it's the cut I watch from now on.
Yeah, and you can find it here on YouTube for free. Um,
Mhm.
but there's people out there that sell it like on a Blu-ray or something. So
I like that one. What was that one recently? The person who was a skateboarding? No, not skateboarding. Was it? What the hell was it? Someone. It was a guy, but he was a girl. Some kind of physical. I forget what the hell the deal
yeah,
was.
it was a dude. It's a dude. Let's just clarify that it's a guy. It's not.
Yeah.
If you wear a dress and wear a wig doesn't make you a woman.
I
Just
forgot what
because
the
you had,
sport was.
just because you have surgery doesn't make you a woman. Anyway, it was a dude that acts like he's a woman and went to a child skateboarding competition and beat
Let's skateboarding.
everybody. What did you think was going to happen? But that whole, first of all, Marco, what's up? It's been a minute. Um, but yeah, who cares? Why would anybody want to watch that? No wonder Stallone said no.
Yeah, I should say no to that, and I'm fine. He's not in Creed 3 good.
Yeah. And though, like Frank said, they're going to try to get him to come back, of course,
Yeah.
but he'll tell them no. Or they're going to pay him a shit ton of money. Because that's what Frank said. He goes, the only way he's come back if they pay him a lot of money. So, yeah. And somebody asked me, they were like, how much you think Stallone got for those movies? I'm like, well, he didn't get no 20 million like he was getting back in the day. I know that much, but like, I wonder if he got paid because he was supposed to do this movie back in like 96. It was like Die Hard at a casino, and it never got made, but I think he might have still got paid for that, and he got like 20 million.
Yeah, it's a good amount of money.
I remember hearing about that. Like Cynthia Rothrock got paid for The Executioner, and The Executioner never got made. So there you go.
Good deal. I mean, you don't have to do anything. You get paid.
Yep.
Where
Where do I got to go to do this? No, I've seen a little bit of Super Sentai, but I don't like it. It makes me just want to watch Power Rangers more. What are my favorite hard rock and heavy metal bands? Van Halen, Led Zeppelin, Kiss, Iron Maiden, Black Sabbath, bands like that.
it was an overseas exclusive release of Dawn of the Dead. There was a complete cut. Either Austria.
I've never heard of that. That's interesting.
Probably one of those things that's out of print now and costs like $1,000.
Probably. No, I have not seen Independence Day Resurgence, and I never will, unless it was a paid request. Unless it was a paid request, I'm not going to go out of my way to watch that movie. Why? Why should I? I'll stick with the good one, the first one.
That's a good question. I haven't seen What Is a Woman.
It was brilliant. I loved it.
So what is it about? I've heard.
So it's a documentary. It is a documentary, but the way that it's done, it's basically a big troll because that's what Matt Walsh does, and that's why I love him. But so he interviews like different people, and they share their thoughts on like all this, what's going on, and having them try to define what a woman is, and people can't do it, which is really sad. But and then there was a person in the video. They're a woman, but they appear to be a man. And honestly, they were the hero of the piece because she said, like, this is wrong and people shouldn't be doing this to children and people shouldn't be doing this. And, it is what it is. And I'm like, well, I agree with them. They're making sense. But it was well done. And it was hilarious and it was sad. It was a little bit of everything. So, but it was very well done.
Thank you, Mike, for the kind words. And here's another one for you.
Volcano is awesome. I wish it had a better Blu-ray.
Did you first see it on DVD?
No, I saw it on like HBO back in the day because they used to run it a lot on there.
Very cool.
Resurgence is terrible, but it would make a great rant. Well, of course it would.
I agree with that. Yeah, they all. Fuck Blumhouse.
Blumkin House?
Blumhouse.
Yeah, we're gonna buy the rights to Nightmare on Elm Street. We're gonna get Robert Englund to come back. Yeah, okay, sure.
I don't want to see a 75. How old is Robert Englund? 70,
he just turned 75 this year, not that long ago.
I don't want to see a 75-year-old Freddy Krueger Maybe that's just me.
Nobody does. Like, I love Robert Englund. Don't get me
Yeah,
wrong, but he's way too old to do it. It's over. Like, they should have made Freddy versus Jason 2 back in the day, but it's over. Just let it go.
yeah, it's like Rambo. Let it go.
Yep.
Let it
Well,
go.
they didn't because they made Rambo 5. So,
Sally. I've said this. You want to do something, Robert England? Sit him down with people, do commentaries on the Elm Street sequels.
mm-hmm.
Because he was part of the first, and West Street's doing Nightmare commentaries, Freddy vs. Jason commentary. Let him do commentary with Lisa Wilcox on Part 4, Rennie Harlan, you know, all the other sequels, Part 2, Mark Patton, or the director.
Yep.
Let's do that.
Hollywood's been dead for a long time. I agree. But original cut was 100 minutes. Then Lester cut it to 90, and then mixed response from the test audience. They cut another 10 minutes. Okay, interesting. And then he said something about the car chase. He said it was never filmed. I'm like, oh, well, that sucks. I wish it was. It would have been cool. But yeah, like, because I know there's so many rumors going around, like, oh yes, Scream Factory is going to do an Elm Street box set. Oh no, they're not. Oh yes, they are. And then a lot of people are like, well, what more could you do? Because you have the
Never Sleep Again.
Never Sleep Again, thank you. And then the older stuff. Well, like you just said, why don't you get Robert Englund while he's still alive to do commentaries for all the movies? Or other people. It doesn't have to be just him. Get other people. Get Lisa Wilcox. Get Heather Langenkamp for 3 and for New Nightmare. Get Mark Patton. Get who is it? Lisa Zane from the, even though I don't like Freddy's Dead, I'll listen to her talk about it. Get whoever while these people are still around. And
Also,
I'm sure that you can dig through the vault and find stuff that's never been seen before or whatever, or get the uncut version of Part 5. Like, there's stuff that you could do.
yeah, people, if they forgot, the films on Blu-ray, there's some that it's 2 per disc.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2 movies per disc. They're not even by themselves. And it's like, when you want them at least by themselves, a bit more cleaned up. And those are films that actually could look better because of the special effects and stuff. There's a lot more eye candy to look at. So there's a lot you could do.
Of course. It's not like they can't do nothing. It's just, I don't know.
They did do one. It's called Crystal Lake Memories. If
Mm-hmm.
you could probably still find it on Amazon. It's called Crystal Lake Memories. It's very long. I forget the exact running time,
It's
but
like
it's
4.5 hours.
yeah, and that's not
Like
including.
if you count the like the extras, like the deleted interviews, it's like 5 hours.
Yeah, it's pretty lengthy. So, yeah, if you don't know, definitely check that out for Crystal Lake Memories. Again, it sells by itself. I It was on Amazon as well.
Yeah, they reissued it, so you can get it with just without the bonus disc. They put it back out on I think DVD and Blu-ray, if I'm not mistaken. I got lucky though. I found the version with the bonus disc used for like $20. I got lucky on that one at a store.
Very nice. Very cool.
Well, yeah, and it's in Colorado. It's called Entertainment, but in Texas, it's called shit. It's Movie Trading Company. It's the same company. It's just that different states, the stores are named different. So yeah, or Vintage Stock. Vintage Stock is the other name for it. So
I don't watch fan films anymore after that bullshit from last time from those assholes.
I agree with you. I understand your frustration.
Yeah, it sucked. Never hiked in the snow. Fuck that movie or fan. What are the? Fuck that jamoke.
And didn't they just do like another GoFundMe or something to refilm it or?
But they're
something?
doing a new one. Never hiked in this 3, whatever the hell it's called. Yep, they did. So
That's a little
good on you.
hypocritical. And then the guy got all mad at you, right? Because you said something about it.
Someone they asked me about it or they requested it. It was Never Hiked in the Snow. I liked the first one. I saw it. Never Hiked in the Snow sucked. It was a waste of Jason in the Snow. There's barely anything in it. The it was a lot of like boring talking and stories that are going nowhere, and it was half the running time of the first fan film. I'm like, and I was being nice about it too. I wasn't even being mean. And it's like they wrote this fucking War and Peace response, and I'm like, fine, it sucked.
Yeah, just say that it sucked.
Hmm. Cool. So you mentions that's on YouTube. It's I think you call download that 1978 complete cut you type up. I'll have to give that a look then. Hmm.
Yeah, Blu-ray box set released by Austrian includes the complete cut. Okay,
I
interesting.
remember that.
But Office Space is a classic.
Yeah, I do enjoy Office Space. Oh, okay, that was one you were talking about. Gotcha. Cool.
I
Nah,
saw the
no,
devil. I just
no
reviewed that. I
veggie
liked it.
stocking.
I liked. I saw
No,
the devil.
no wine here. Just a bunch of mellow yellow. Yeah,
The
Hardcore
name
Henry
of
is
the
very fun.
store. It's called Vintage Stock. Google it.
Hardcore Henry, yeah, it's sad that it bombed. It was fun, very fun movie. Very underrated.
I didn't know
No,
that.
did not know that. I didn't even know they were still touring. Or
Tarantino said the '80s were the worst time for film. Okay, sure.
that's
Well,
bullshit.
apparently this is Whitesnake's last tour. You know how that goes.
Yeah, it's always the last until the
Yeah,
next one.
it's always the last, and then it's the last one, and then again it's the last one.
Well, he hasn't been paying attention to today. If he thinks the '80s was the worst,
You have Vintage Stock where you're at. Okay, cool.
those are all good choices.
There you go.
Exactly. No,
Why does
I
why does Punisher Warzone look like Batman Forever? I never thought of it that way.
all the neon stuff.
Yeah, I guess.
Just her director's prerogative.
Well, the definitive edition of the Grand Theft Auto games, they took the music out. They changed a lot of the music.
Hmm. What, they were being cheap about it, I guess, or
Yeah, they didn't want to pay to use the music again. Because for Vice City, they took out "Bark at the Moon" by Ozzy because they didn't want to pay Ozzy again.
Dictator Kane?
Vintage Stock is the company that owns Movie Trading Company. Okay, cool. Yeah, because there's only one in Colorado. It's where I was stationed, and it's called Entertain Mart, but it's the same company. I have never seen Street Trash actually.
Fun film. That's like a good version of a trauma film. And I don't
Okay.
like trauma. That's like a good version of it.
Huh?
Must be some song there's a
He wrote a rap. He said he wrote.
oh
It's down further.
uh,
He said he wrote it. That's funny.
ah gotcha. No, it doesn't need to happen. You only need two films. Stop with franchises. No more.
Mhm.
Second one ended it perfectly. They caught the guy. He's done. Third one would ruin it. I'm glad it got stopped.
In the words of Gary Busey, there should be no sequels, no remake, just one.
There shouldn't be one. The first one wasn't that
Nobody
good.
saw the first one. That was announced, I laughed. I'm like, really? Witch Hunter 2? No one saw the first one.
Yeah, that was a random. It's like, man, Vin Diesel really is desperate to get any job because he knows Fast and Furious is all he's got left.
Yep. Well, he did it to himself. If he would have not had a big ego, he might have had a better career. But I mean, honestly, his choices weren't that good either. I mean, the first Triple X was pretty good. Um, Pacifier was good, but I don't think it made any money.
Oh, the
Babylon A.
Pacifier was a huge hit.
Oh, okay. Babylon AD sucked. Didn't
It
make any
did.
money.
Sadly, I
Um,
saw it in the theater. Sadly,
Find Me Guilty went straight to DVD, which is actually probably his best performance, but it went straight to DVD.
yeah,
And then, Riddick 3 was the same as the first one. And then Fast and Furious sequels. And then the Triple X 2 was garbage.
yeah. The
So
resort.
I don't,
Yeah.
he should have did more stuff like A Man Apart, even though that movie didn't do that well. And the director hated it because they had to change everything, and he didn't like working with Vin Diesel.
I'd say that he's not alone.
Yeah, yeah. The Rock, as much as I don't like The Rock now, we got to be careful. Somebody might get butthurt that I said that. But The Rock didn't like working with him. A lot of other people didn't like working with him. So yeah,
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm laughing because I know this is meant for fun, but apparently Indiana Jones 5 producer Frank Marshall, he said something about the movie's coming, and whoever runs the Elf says thanks for the warning.
that's hilarious. I love it.
So I mean, Elf will be better than
Yeah,
Indiana Jones 5 easily.
yeah, yeah. Bloodshot sucked, which is disappointing because I love the character. I love the comic. Um, Vin
Oh
Diesel. Yeah,
God,
apparently he's going to be in Avatar too. I don't know why.
money.
Yeah, yeah. F. Gary Gray directed A Man Apart, and he said that was one of the worst experiences he had doing the movie
Hmm. Did he say
because
why?
they no, he didn't go into specifics why,
Oh.
but he just said, yeah, that was one of the worst experiences. I have a pretty good idea. It was probably Vin Diesel.
Hmm.
And then the fact that they had to go back and reshoot the entire ending, and they had to change a lot of things, and I think it sat on the shelf for a year or two, and then they released it to capitalize on Triple X, from what I remember. Same with
Hmm.
Knockaround Guys. Knockaround Guys was done before Fast and the Furious, and I do like that movie, but it sat on the shelf for 2 years, and then it came out after Fast and the Furious, so they could capitalize on it. But
Oh.
New Line was a really bad time for New Line because pretty much every movie that they did, besides like Austin Powers and Lord of the Rings, was a huge flop.
Yeah, I would agree with you, Max
Completely
Payne.
agree. Completely agree with that.
I mean, you just say it should have ended before that, but yeah, especially after that, it doesn't need to go on. It really doesn't. But it's the money. It's always about the money. It'll always be about the money. We all know this. When they go into space and they're still making money, just how it
Yeah,
is.
seriously. I do like Most Wanted. I just ordered that on Blu-ray.
Hmm. I didn't know I had a Blu-ray.
Well, it's not an
Oh,
official Blu-ray; it's a
gotcha. Yeah,
bootleg.
gotcha.
But yeah,
Wasn't for me, but I'm more of a fan of the comic book. That's why. And it's Seth Rogen producing it. Um,
it's too
to
late.
yeah.
They should have did it when they tried to do it back in 2008. They should have made it rated R back then instead of making it PG-13 and having Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch in it. And um, I mean, if it was up to me, I would have casted David Boreanaz from Angel because I think he would have been good as Max Payne. But it's way too late now. No one now knows what Max Payne is. So yeah, nobody would watch it. Just like nobody watched the Mark Wahlberg one.
No, they shouldn't.
That
Awful
movie. I
movie.
was so disappointed in that because again, Max Payne's one of my favorite video games.
It seemed like an easy way to do it because the game itself is so cinematic.
I know it's not. I don't know how they fucked it up. It's not complicated.
Yeah, and like you said, nowadays it's too late, and it would be probably somehow neutered anyway.
Yeah, they would dumb it down and make it PG-13 again.
Yeah.
Shop Factory should release the Elm Street movies in a set with Freddy's Nightmares. That's the thing. Freddy's Nightmares is on Tubi for free and it's in 720, but there's still no DVD for it or Blu-ray. I don't get it. It's like I don't understand why that show never got released completely. I don't see why it would be a music like there's no music in the show. It wouldn't be a music issue. I've never understood why that never got a DVD release.
Hmm.
Warner
Yeah, that
Brothers, you owe me an explanation.
yeah, that definitely would be something that there would be an audience that would buy that. Most definitely.
Because there's a fan set out there. These guys they put it on DVD and then they actually went and cleaned everything up themselves and they made a Blu-ray of it. It's actually pretty decent.
Rose McGowan sucks. Someone asked about her. She sucks.
Wow. I've never been the biggest fan of her as an actress, but you know, I understand some pretty horrible things happened to her with Weinstein and stuff like that. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the like that's the thing. The Friday the 13th TV series got a DVD release. Why not Freddy's Nightmares? It just doesn't make any sense to me. Because they for the old Elm Street Blu-ray that I have, the bonus disc has 2 episodes from the show. Unfortunately, they're on DVD, but it's like, okay, so you put out 2, why didn't you put out the rest? It's just laziness. And then in the UK, thank you. They did one DVD. It was like the first 3 episodes, and then apparently they didn't sell enough copies, so they didn't make any more. Yeah, I have all the VHS. I have all the Freddy's Nightmare VHS that came out.
And yeah, the Friday 13th series got a DVD release. So yeah, Freddy's Nightmare should have gotten it as well.
Yeah, it's just and then I mean they talked about it on Never Sleep Again. They talked about the TV show and they had footage of it and stuff. So I don't understand why. It just I think it's just laziness. I really just think it's laziness. There's so many shows that should be out there that aren't like Brimstone. Why did Brimstone never get a DVD?
Yeah, that would have been very cool. I remember watching that way back in the day. I know it was didn't last long, but it was a cool concept.
Or Freaky Links. That was a good one too with Ethan Embry. That doesn't have a DVD.
Yeah, that came out around when Blair Witch came out, and it was
Yep, that was like right after Blair Witch.
yeah.
And then the other one was what? Night Visions with Henry Rollins. That's not on DVD.
I haven't heard of that one. What was that about?
It was like an anthology type of series, and Henry Rollins was like the host of it.
Okay.
Yeah, it was on Fox. They want us to bootleg. Look, you guys know me. I got no problem with bootlegs. I have between audio and video, I probably have over 1,000 bootlegs on various different formats. So I have no problem with that. But I don't want to hear these companies bitch and complain because well nobody will buy it. Well, if you don't release it, of course no one will buy it. It's not complicated. Well, that probably won't happen because of the music. I think that's the reason why it doesn't have a Blu-ray because they have to get all the music clearances.
Yeah. Sadly, yeah.
That's why Werewolf, the '80s TV series, never got a release because Shout Factory was going to do it, but there was 3 songs that they could not get the clearance for, and they said that the artist didn't want to budge on it, so it wasn't their fault. It was just the artists of those songs be like, no, like we want more money and we want this and we want that. So in the end, it wasn't worth it, and I understand that. But it came out in France, but I think I heard the quality is really, really bad for an official
Mm.
DVD. You were right about the definitive editions of Grand Theft Auto. What a disaster! Yeah, yeah, that's why I didn't pick it up.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah, because when those got announced, I was like, "Oh, okay, that's cool." And then they're like, "Well, half the music's not going to be on there." I'm like, "Well, that sucks."
I don't know about Super Mario Brothers. I
The
don't
only
know.
thing I care about is Charlie Day is Luigi, but that's just me. But it seems
Oh,
like
really?
it seems like every movie's getting delayed.
I didn't know Charlie Day would. Okay.
Yep,
So
Charlie
Chris
Day
Pratt.
is Luigi, Chris Pratt is Mario, Jack Black is Bowser, and then they said that the guy that did the voice in the games is going to have a cameo as another character.
Jack Black.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep, Jack Black is going to be Bowser.
Whatever.
But yeah, I saw Charlie Day as Luigi. I'm like, yeah, I'll watch that just for him. And yeah, Seth Rogen is Donkey Kong.
You made it. Invade USA's classic. Love it.
Yes, one of Chuck Norris's best, even though he didn't like it.
I don't know why you didn't like it
He
though.
said it was too much.
Oh,
He said, like people going in and blowing up people's houses, like children, and he's like, yeah, it was a little too much. I'm like, well, it was ahead of its time for sure. But
yeah.
I can't help it. I love Invasion USA.
I love it as well.
It's a great movie, and everything in that movie is 100% practical, so I cannot complain. They really drove tanks in Atlanta and was blowing shit up, and it's like I can't get mad at a movie like that. So yeah.
Yeah, back in the days of Canon Films, that's how they rolled for a lot of it, and it was great to see. And then New Image and PM Entertainment kind of took up the mantle for a few years in the '90s, and
Mhm.
you don't really have a company nowadays, Sally, even streaming that would be cool if you
Nope.
had, but no, no
Because
company.
the business changed. Because apparently nobody wants to see those type of movies anymore.
But it's just them being cheap
That
enough
too.
on it.
I mean, it's definitely that too. But well, in some respects, because I mean, Bruce Willis was still getting like 2-3 million a movie. Van Damme was getting between 3 and 5 a movie. Seagal was definitely getting, even though all those movies are not all of them, but most of them are shitty. Seagal was still getting like 3 million a movie.
Yeah,
So it's
definitely.
just the business changed, the industry changed, and the what people want to see change too. Because I've noticed, like once you get to like 2012, like particularly like with Van Damme and Dolph, that's when it changed. That's when they were like either the villain or they were a supporting role. They might have gotten a starring role every now and
Yeah.
then, but that's kind of when it all changed for him. Same with Seagal. Once you get to like that, once Seagal had the fake goatee, he was more like the side character in a movie.
Yeah, and it's also just getting older with age, and you just can't do stuff like you could back in the
Right.
day.
I mean,
Catches up with
yeah.
everybody.
Stallone's what, 76? Stallone's going to be 76 this year. Like, yeah, you can't do it anymore. We're all going to get old. Like, you can't do it anymore.
Yeah, he's 75, so yeah, he's gonna be 76 in a few days. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because July 6th.
Yep, I knew his birthday's coming up. So, Invasion USA is pretty violent, but that's why I like it. Well, yeah, I mean, and again, how can you not like Richard Lynch shooting a dude in the balls and then shoving a woman's face into cocaine and the coke straw goes up into her nose and then he's throwing people out of the window? Like, that's badass. Like, that's the point of being a bad guy. And then, yeah, Chuck Norris, never reloading the rocket launcher. Gotta love it. Um, and then Chuck Norris, blowing up Richard Lynch at the end of the movie. It doesn't get any better than that. Apparently, that went over budget. I believe it. Apparently, that movie went over budget, but it ended up working out because it made a bunch of money at the box office. So,
Yeah, sadly, I mean that's another thing too is that's when superhero movies after Iron Man, then you mentioned like 2012. That's when superhero movies are really getting to their stature, and nowadays they come out and
well,
people rush to see them.
I mean, I think it's done because a lot of these more recent ones haven't been making any money. And they can use COVID. Well, you can't use that excuse anymore. Everything's been open for a while, you know. Um, the movie theaters have been open for a while. It's also the fact that they put it on streaming the next day too. But um, people are, I think, really with Endgame, people are really tired of it, and they don't really want to see it anymore. When superheroes were, yes, exactly. When they were just regular people, I completely agree with you. But I mean, Black Widow didn't do that well. Miss Marvel is flopping on Disney Plus, and again, people just don't care anymore. It's over. It should have been over sooner, as far as I'm concerned. But that's just my opinion. My opinion's not everyone's opinion. Even God's mad because the light's coming through. So switch. There we go. Yeah, it might have went over budget, but it showed up on the screen. True, because everything in Invasion USA is practical. Chuck Norris don't need no special effects. That's right.
Yeah, great line.
And then and then Chuck Norris throws a grenade down the dude's pants and kicks him at the window, and he blows up. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
Well, yeah, just she's apeshit crazy.
That's not how that works. It's not how that works at all.
Just lack of brain cells.
I agree, Daniel. I want more movies about ninjas too. Yeah, how do I get like a secret underground ninja army like all these people had in the 80s? Like, what do I have to do to get that?
Lot of money, lot of cocaine.
All right, I think we can get started on that. Kung Fu Panda, I've never seen, and Jack Black as Bowser, I don't. Jack Black kind of turns me off nowadays for a couple of different reasons. So, yeah.
Hey there, Nip B. Hope you're doing well. It's been doing okay so far. I'm probably going to head off about a minute or two. Just about a 3 hour
That's fine.
stream. Good.
And then I will pick it back up. I'll take a little halftime break, and then I'll pick it back up on my channel in a little bit here.
Do you want to promote your channel? Feel free.
No, I'm good.
Well, I'll do it for you. It's the Italian.
Well, yeah, I figured you would. I don't know why you need me. You do a good job.
It's the Italian Stallion 51. Does a great job on his stuff. Feel free to check him out if you guys want. Definitely worth it. Fun streams. Doing the Dolph Lundgren Marathon. Great job on that so far.
Thank you.
So to go through the last few comments. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, seriously.
Ninja Turtles, Shotasugi, American Ninja. Exactly.
I like that. Cornholio. Promote your channel, you humble fucker. Well, I try. I try to be humble. I like humble pie with some whipped cream on top. See, look, even God's upset.
But we'll end it now. Thank you guys for joining us here. Take care, Rich. Take care, everyone out there. Thanks, Fabio, for taking the time to join us. It was a lot of fun.
Thanks for inviting me, as always.
Everyone have a safe rest of your 4th of July and the rest of your week. Take care. Take it day by day. And for everyone out there, thanks for joining, stopping by. We will see you guys later.
And God bless America.
Absolutely. Take care.
See you.